Wait, you started it? Oh, because we're starting early. I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I smell what you're stepping in.
Yeah. Shit. Let's go under just adding and shit show pod or shit talking podcast. It's gotta be a shit show. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. You already know, dough. All right, I got
That's
5
the
minutes
motto.
to kill the stream, dude. You're not about to say it, man.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Omelet.
Huh.
How was Spire going, dude?
They apparently there's like a bunch of like cool new mods that just came out that are supposed to be pretty hype. So,
dude, we should play some modded fucking Terraria. I was watching Destiny and like friends play it. Oh, sounds so fun.
I didn't know like they had like big modding community.
I guess they do.
Huh.
Indeed.
Add an exhausted card here. It's an exhausted card. What does that mean? Ooh, it's tough. Okay. Yeah, so you ready for Monday?
Mondays, am I right?
Mondays, dude. They get me every time, boy. Heckin' Mondays.
Heckin' Mondays, indeed.
Ooh. I don't understand these cards, dude. Can't be bothered to think this much.
Just play better.
True.
Timers, huh?
Yeah. Timers, dude. Well, am I just gonna die here? What do I do? Being one blood was blood do. Prevents the next card HP.
Blah, 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 blah. Young blood, young blood, young blood.
Uh-huh. There's a ton of summons, dude. I'm doing mad work here. It's that good shit, you know? Or after I kill this boss, I'll be ready. Actually, I'll be ready.
All right, we got 45 seconds, buddy.
All right. I think I'm good then. Where to summon a monkey? Death Knight, whoa. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
What?
Nothing.
What are you knowing for, dude?
Nothing, dude.
Tell me.
Are you excited?
For what?
You got 10 seconds.
Oh. I won't even be close, dude. I'll have this done.
Why is it like skipping numbers on this timer? All right.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shit Talking Podcast. I'm your host, Hardcore Grind, with my
Hi, I'm
co-host.
I'm Omglag.
Okay. That's Oh My God
Hey,
Lag.
okay.
Yeah. Let's
Let's get right into the news. Am I right?
okay. Well, let's get to our first topic here. The good old Pokimane copyright drama. You wanna start us off here?
Start us off. So she claimed copyright for someone like making a compilation of like Pokemon clips, right?
Right. Well,
Oh no. It was originally like
yeah,
it was
the
her and
Twitter.
Keemstar going back and forth, right?
Yes,
And they compiled that.
they compiled their Twitter drama. They were going
Yeah.
back and forth with their videos and shite.
And she copy striked that.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, it's a bit of a yikes. Not that she's not in her right to do it, but I don't know.
right.
They I think she was really flustered at the fact that she was going through that drama, and then she made an act to delete that drama, and I guess she thought nobody was
Yeah,
gonna
I can kind of
re-upload
see
it.
that. I can kind of see that. And then, well, this like spiraled into her also, like bringing on that one dude that makes compilations of her on YouTube and like clickbaits people and stuff, right? And she like showed off like his Instagram, like what he looks like and stuff, made fun of him and like a bunch of other shit.
Right. Yeah, he made like
Yeah.
the Pokemon like thick compilations or some shit like that. It was just like a bunch of
Oh yeah.
videos with
Oh,
yeah.
that was
Like you kind of deserve that, but is she the one that probably should be doing it? Probably not. Probably not.
yeah. I don't know. That was just like a little. I don't know, man. She's getting called up by like other female content creators now too. I saw.
Oh, was she? Who?
Yeah, it was some YouTuber I got a recommended video on when I was at work and I watched it. I can pull him up really quick. I think it's like Rose. She's not like a big YouTuber. She only like 100,000 views in the video or something. But she called her out, and I
Hmm.
saw a couple others were calling her out too, as being like she's like kind of like the advocate for like female. I guess it's kind of like what Ammunition used to be, right? The advocate for like fair female gaming, fair treatment of females in gaming and stuff. And then she goes and does this shit.
Um,
Kind of, I don't know.
I mean, it could just be them trying to start a little bit of drama to get some traction too. To be fair,
I
I
don't know.
mean,
Maybe.
you see that happen a lot with like Ninja. People try to like get him on edge and shit like that to get a little bit more views.
Yeah, I just don't see why she would do this. And like I said, like you probably said though, I think she was just trying to backpedal a little bit and just probably like flustered from the drama and like kind of mad about it and just wanted to get rid of it, wanted to be done with it.
Right, but she should understand that stuff is going to get compiled, and you can't get upset when it does get compiled. Even if she's
Yeah.
in her right to copy strike it, it's not going to look good on her.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was also very vocal about like copy striking it too, wasn't she?
No, she's vocal about copywriting in general, but I don't think that specifically. She made an apology video even for or I don't know if it was a video or like a tweet, but yeah, she made an apology for that.
Now, what do you think about PewDiePie calling her out, and then she made a response video that sucking up to him?
I mean, it's just another one of those. Let's not make somebody bigger than me mad. Get back on their side or whatever.
It's just kind of suck up to it, like take your losses and just try to
Yeah, I mean, she
try to put it
understood.
all behind you.
She understood what she did was pretty dumb.
Pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah.
At least she
Yeah.
didn't lie about having a husband or something. It could be worse, you know.
Yeah, it really could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Shout out to my married ladies out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we touched on Ninja a little bit there. Let's talk about the ad she just got flack for this doing the same thing Ninja did.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
So she's partnering with like the NFL for what is this supposed to be? Is she like streaming like the Super Bowl or what? I don't get it.
it was like fuck. I I think it was like a Fortnite like tournament thing or maybe like Fortnite gameplay. that was sponsored by the NFL, or like maybe the NFL. It was during the NFL or something like that. And yeah,
Yeah.
so she was getting sponsored by a big company, and she used that as like kind of like a defensive, saying that people should be happy that big companies like this are supporting streaming and realizing it's a good media source, which isn't
I
wrong.
mean, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
But the fact that she, I don't know how Twitch decides the advertising, if they okayed it with her. I'm assuming so. So with that assumption, I would assume she thought it was okay doing the same thing Ninja just got flagged for like a month ago. So, or not even a
I
month
wonder
ago.
if she actually had like a say in it though. If she's out there and talked to Twitch about it, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna start promoting your stuff," or if they just went off and just like fired him off and were like, "Boom," This
I'm
lets people
sure
speak
they
for
checked
it.
it over with her. I'm not sure how much of a choice she had, especially since it's mostly going between the NFL and
So
Twitch.
I think yeah, as a content creator and shit, like, oh, maybe yeah, you're right. It could be like that's partnered with the NFL. Like maybe they're like, hey, we want some kind of advertising done on your end. We'll do some advertising on our end. Maybe I don't know.
Right. So I
Yeah, that's
mean,
true.
it's hard to say, but I mean, I don't know how much she could do in this situation, but her response saying that Twitch just does the advertising they do, it's
Mhm.
it seems kind of bad. She should have been open and said like, "Hey, it's shitty what they did," but there's not much say I had in it. But who knows? Yeah. But I mean, good on Twitch for getting out there more.
Yeah, I want to see big things happen in gaming always, and
And I
making
mean,
apps on
like,
the streaming platform, and
yeah, could better gaming, maybe we'll
okay.
get
Well,
some good
actually, speaking
games.
of ads and stuff like that, let's just like throw this topic out there too. What do you think about like this whole Google Chrome like updating their engine thing? So like ad blockers will not work on it anymore, potentially. Like any ad blocker.
Oh, really? Is that something they?
It's supposed to be a thing, yeah. It's supposed to be like a huge thing coming up in like a future release. Like all ad blockers will just not work. It'll push ads to you in a different way, I guess.
Well, for me personally, I fucking hate ads generally because they're extremely intrusive.
I would
But
swap browsers. I would swap
yeah,
browsers.
I would definitely swap browsers. Like the big reason I use Google Chrome is because it's usually ad blocked.
Yeah, I like the synchronization. Like I have everything like bookmarked and everything already. Everything syncs up with like my Gmail account and stuff. It's all like super easy. But yeah, if I'm gonna be getting ads and shit that I can't block anymore and they're extremely intrusive, I'll swap to Firefox.
Yeah, you have like I'm fine with the ads that autoplay like a GIF video in the top right corner or whatever, but when they start
Yeah.
like playing the video with sound fucking blasting, going over what I'm watching and shit like that, that's I mean, I don't watch TV for that reason. I don't want
Right.
ads up in my face and shit. So
And even further on ads, what do you like Netflix is teasing the idea of having ads on their platform too. And like they've done like some I don't know if they're like studies really, but some like, what do they call them? Some polls, I guess, with people. And then people said like it was like 49% of people said they would unsubscribe from Netflix if they got ads pushed to them for their subscription. Which, I mean, it kind of makes sense to have even though, because you're paying for cable TV and you get ads. So like I can kind of see it, but
well, that's because like
I don't know.
I mean, I guess companies have to have their advertising out there, and they have to like try to enlight or like get some light on their products and shit. But I feel like doing it through entertainment and like interrupting your entertainment just for that is a bad idea, especially in like this day and age where a lot of people just don't like getting interrupted from whatever they're doing.
It
So
definitely needs to be a worse way to do it. Like, remember like those old TV shows where you'd have like little like pop up in the bottom, like or for like friends or something, they'd be like
right,
shoving each other around and stuff. Like, oh, okay, like I see it, like I acknowledge it. Hey, okay,
yeah,
and then it goes away. It doesn't take away from your show. It doesn't
there's definitely better ways to do it, but it doesn't seem like they care about doing it the better ways. Like, I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
if they do the intrusive ads, that those ads are gonna stick harder than the slight ads that they did, like the Friends thing, just popping up
right,
saying it's coming up soon or whatever.
right.
I mean, I don't know. I I I guess like they had to do what they had to do. You can't really force them to make ads the way you want them.
Hmm. So yeah, it's I honestly think it's all money driven. at the end of the day, always though. 'Cause
I
Twitch
mean,
wants, of
yeah.
course, more advertising. They want more money, and Netflix wants more money, and yeah, they're gonna figure out ways to get around it. So.
I guess we can quickly talk about a Greek showing people how to ad block too.
Oh yeah.
That was dumb. I'm surprised nothing's happened yet. I don't know if it ever will, or maybe he got like an email or something. But that was pretty dumb, just going on your stream and showing everybody how
I
to
know he's like
block
the
ads.
memer like never donated, never subscribed, free internet, stolen computer, whatever. Like he's like that kind of memer, but like to do that on stream, that just seems kind of weird. I don't know.
Right, you're basically costing like your employer.
You're telling
money.
people to go and do it. You're not just saying like, oh, like this. Like, people acknowledge it's a thing. Like most of his viewers probably do it anyways. But he's sitting there saying like, hey, like he's like promoting it pretty much, saying, hey, go ad block right now. Go get ad block.
Yeah,
That's what he's
basically,
doing.
like it's appealing more, or it helps the percent that don't know about it or don't like go out of their way to do it.
Yeah.
To get ad blocked. And
Yeah.
I don't know how the conversation like got brought up on a stream. I was saying maybe like a viewer came in and cried about like maybe a pre-roll or something.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I mean, like that's Twitch's money right there. So I haven't seen anything yet about it, but I'm sure some.
Maybe they sent him a warning or something. I don't know. I would imagine they sent something though.
Yeah, maybe his sub whatever watcher guy
Yeah.
probably messaged him or something. But yeah.
All right. Neighbor's dog was barking close to my window.
All right. Well.
All right.
I think that's good on that topic. And I guess we can go to the React channel nonsense that's going on now.
Okay.
Okay, so React channel is becoming the new meta. Oops.
So you're just talking about like the channels. So you're talking about how the streamers and stuff will sit there and they'll watch the videos on YouTube, right? It's free content. Or yeah, they'll sit there and watch it on stream. They'll watch like YouTube videos, do whatever,
Right.
and then people like take their VODs of them reacting to videos and put it on their own channel.
Right. So it's becoming a big clusterfuck of this person reacts to something, and then this person uploads that reaction, and then like even again you get the same streamer reacting to the fact that they have a reaction channel up. It's just...
you get like Reactception. Yeah, you get like Summit reacting to like Shroud reacting to like something. I'm like, what the heck?
Like it's really lame content. I guess it gets passed around to multiple streamers, so it's good for exposure for them. But as like a viewer personally, I don't care about what another streamer's reaction is. Something like if I wanted to see that, I would watch the stream or go watch a VOD of it.
Yeah, like the exception to that though, for me at least, it's those Sly Wolf videos. I like to see like Soda's reaction. I like to see like Greek's reaction to those videos. I like to see Forzen's reaction.
Right,
I like to see like all their individual reactions.
Yeah, but that's something like they upload onto their own YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's Sly Wolf like uploading reactions to his own video. So yeah, I think it's a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are also other channels that sit there and like yoink it too and like upload it as well.
Exactly. So they'll try to monetize and everything until if the people go out and DMCA it. I don't know how many of these people actually have a like a person to do that for them, because I'm sure most of these streamers. Yeah, I'm sure most of these streamers don't go out of their way to copyright videos.
Oh no, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, as Twitch gets bigger, that's going to be like their domain. I think it's going to be up to them. Depends on the wording on your contract, though. But they technically like own your. I don't want to say like they own your content, but
no, they do.
YouTube. They do, yeah.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
I think Destiny had a problem with this recently, where when he got his 30-day, I believe it was the 30-day, he actually couldn't like stream gaming and debates and shit. Or no, maybe it was just debates. But like, yeah, he couldn't do his content because Twitch didn't want him doing that on another platform, or he would be indefinitely banned. So that's pretty scary, not owning your own content. But
yeah, that's just how it is, though. It's because it's like how Machinima used to be, right? You like upload to Machinima to help like you get monetized. Like Twitch is helping you get monetized, they're helping you make money on your content rather than you going out and doing it yourself. So that's why they get to own.
Right, and I mean, to be fair, Twitch doesn't seem like they ask for much. I
They
mean,
don't. Yeah.
I with their new TOS stuff coming out more and more, it's annoying, but they don't ask for much to pretty much give you a living, and like a really good living at that. If you're like a
Right.
like what a
They're
1K
more
and
than fair
above.
with like their cuts. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like if you have a decent viewer base, you're getting more than the people
I
who
think their
started
updated
out.
TOS and stuff is to be more ad friendly and stuff and allow them to continue doing this and stuff. It's to be more advertiser friendly though in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all to maintain Twitch's life.
Yeah. I mean, like I guess we can talk more about the fact that I guess like a lot of the content's becoming people just watching YouTube videos instead of like doing their gaming or even like just doing their just chatting shit.
They
It's
used to
becoming
crack down on that stuff. Like I remember Twitch
exactly.
like banned Destiny for watching YouTube video on
Oh yeah,
stream.
and they
Yeah.
made the rule. You know, you get 30 minutes of watching
Yeah.
videos or doing
Exactly.
whatever, and then you have to
Yeah.
go back to doing what you're like. You know, what you're under.
Yeah, and then you always have to have like, some section of gameplay like on screen at all times. They went away from that with IRL and stuff, of course,
Right,
but
but yeah, which is fine.
yeah,
But
people are treading a fine line. I think it's technically breaking the TOS, but like they're just not doing anything about it, is what I think.
it's not that they're not doing anything about it. It's the fact that these content creators on YouTube are not doing anything about it. I mean, like Twitch doesn't have to do anything about it. Like people playing copyrighted music, copyrighted videos, but the problem Pokelaw is having right now is he was listening to music that was, I believe, not released by the company yet, but like the rapper released it, and he got strike twice for two different songs. And Twitch says if he has a
That's
third
pretty
one,
scary though. Like you maybe like one stream you like mess up and play two songs on his album and you get two strikes
right?
for that instead of just one strike. That's like wow.
I mean you're the one putting it on yourself though. Like you're not supposed to be playing music
Like
that's
just think he
copyrighted
could
in
have been one and
general.
done though. You listen to three
Oh
songs, three
yeah,
strikes, and he's done. He's gone.
yeah. He's lucky he
All
didn't
the
have a
way.
third strike, and I know
Yeah.
him himself. He's pretty scared about getting copy striked
I
or
would be, yeah.
DMCA'd rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean, like you definitely have to start rethinking your content.
But like back on that though, do you think like so you think as Twitch is, you know, they're supposed to protect their content, their streamers and stuff, right? Like why shouldn't YouTube have to do the same thing? Protect
I
their
mean,
content creators and their content because they own the
it,
content too.
well, the thing is, it's on the content creators mostly, unless it becomes like a huge problem. So like
Hmm.
the content creators themselves have to go out of their way. That's why people like Pokimane have to go out of their way to DMCA shit. You got a lenity with her little manager thing or whatever.
Right.
I mean, like it would be a lot of work for Twitch or YouTube to go out of their way with their
Right.
managers and stuff like that to deal with DMCA.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So it has to be on them or like or the content creators or like some sort of management that they have to be on the DMCA if they care
Hmm.
enough.
Yeah. True. 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 True.
I guess we could, since we're talking about managers here, we can talk about oh, we're actually getting to gaming now. Let's talk about the lack of community manager interaction in AAA companies. So
So like the recent games, like Fallout and stuff like that, how the CM just seems to be non-existent pretty much. There's like pretty much no relations with the player base whatsoever.
yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
even to branch out from that a little bit, recently Resident Evil, like content creators were getting a piece of that early, and you had streamers like Soda Pop and Forsen like not even getting early access to that. I mean, like not that they deserve it or anything, but you had other people who were going the same route that they did, and it seemed like maybe I don't know, maybe the person didn't like them, the community manager, or I don't know, but like you had other streamers getting in and getting their early access, and I guess they just glossed over people like Force and Soda. Maybe
It
they
seems
didn't.
like people just falling between the cracks. I don't know if it's like the CM's fault per se. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was they were going the route of Twitter, so I don't know. You think that's something that they would do a different route? You think they would
Do
be
you think
yelling at
like
these
these single
people?
player games in the past, even think about like all the old single player games, like say like Dishonored or something like that, where like the game just came out and that's that. Do you think they had like a CM or no? Do you think it was kind of just like the game's out and we'll patch some bugs and stuff and then we're done? I
I
feel like they
mean,
don't.
yeah, I'm not sure.
But I think nowadays, like you said with Resident Evil and how like big the game is and how many people are playing it and stuff, I feel like you must have like a CM or something, right?
I mean, like, you might not have a CM for that specific game, but you could definitely
Oh,
even
okay, I see what you're saying.
pull over
Yeah,
CMs from other games or whatever. I mean, like, you have a public
some kind
figure,
of public relations people.
or
Yeah.
public relations person to deal with this. But I just thought it was weird people with like as much clout as Soda and Fortson not to get in. And I saw like Bike Man playing early.
Mm-hmm. This happened
Which
to like Soda before though with Overwatch. He didn't get into the closed beta
right.
for a long time. Yeah.
I was really surprised that happened to Fortson. Fortson's gotten pretty huge. He's pretty mainstream now,
Yeah.
or at least like gaming mainstream.
Yeah. So I don't know the whole process for that though. Did either of them speak on it or no? Did they just
No, not really. I mean, I
did
think
they both acknowledge like, hey, we didn't get in, or did they just not feel like playing it?
yeah.
Like,
So
okay,
like, I guess Forsen tweeted at the community manager, and I guess another streamer did it after him, and they glossed over his pretty much. I mean, like he jokingly said, "What the fuck," and I mean, like I'm sure it didn't bug them that much.
right.
It's kind of annoying because it's your content or like possible content that you be doing. I know Soda
Mhm.
and Forsen, or I don't know about Forsen, but I know Soda went through like multiple times of Resident Evil since there's I think like 4+ routes or something you can do.
Mhm.
So I know he enjoyed the game, or I'm assuming he enjoyed it. But
Right.
yeah, so like when you don't get in on stuff like that, it can be pretty hurtful to your channel. I mean, like not, I guess it's not that bad for
Well,
Soda, but
it's not like killing like your fan base, but it's potential growth that you're not getting still.
right, because like I mean, you definitely want to touch on games like that when you can
Oh
because
yeah, there's Resident Evil is
gaming.
a huge community. There's a lot of Resident Evil buffs out there.
Yeah, and I mean,
So
like a lot of these streamers don't have games that they really enjoy playing right now, so missing out on playing something like that, it kind of sucks because it ruins your day, I guess,
right.
or like possibly what you could have been doing that day.
Mm-hmm. I'm like away from like the single player like PR kind of person, like actual community management in games though, in terms of like online games. I feel like there's been like a huge disconnect too. And like you look at like all the Blizzard games, like Fallout recently, pretty much all the big online games recently, like I guess like any MMO and stuff, like even Black Desert and stuff. The CM's just like I don't know if it's the CM's fault, but the company's very distant. There's some kind of communication error somewhere in there
Yeah, I feel
in
like
all these games.
I don't want to blame it on the CMs as much because I know we know from like Vindictus, there's not a lot
Yeah, they're
they
they're
can
really like
release,
locked
and
into what they can do.
yeah, and they're not even sure a lot of times. It seems like on what they can sit there and talk about or go
Well, I'm
over.
sure they have to run everything by their manager, and their managers,
Right.
yeah,
They have like probably set talking points, and then from there, if people ask questions, whether it be through their chat or Twitter or something, there's not much they can give without like risking leaking anything, which I mean like kind of sucks,
right, yeah.
but whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. Like we just have like such good communication. I feel with devs, and or maybe it just wasn't that important back then. I don't know. I think it was more because it wasn't that important.
I mean, maybe it's the growth of the gaming community now. It's harder to talk to
Yeah,
big sections. I mean, like you have multiple like variations of gamers, and like some people that aren't even into gaming, but they're like media coverage mostly.
yeah. Well, and people are
So
just getting more and more vocal too. Like anything you say, like you just cause an outrage. I don't. It's gonna be tough being like a CM now or like a public relations person.
yeah, definitely not a job I would want to take, especially in gaming.
Yeah.
Like, you're basically getting the shit pinned on you, even though it's not your fault. And
Yeah, you have like that Fallout like customer service representative who was like, back with the canvas bags. They were like, "Oh, we don't plan on doing anything about this." They say in their response. They probably had a copy pasted response, or maybe they asked their manager like, "Hey, what do I say to this ticket?"
right, yeah.
And they expected to like nuke them, like get that much blowback. It's just gotta
Mhm.
like it's tough right now. It really is.
No, yeah, I mean it's definitely tough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, since we're talking about the Fallout bags, we can go on to the Fallout
Woo!
76 retail resale and the
Yeah.
thoughts
So
that
that
people
was
were having about it going free to play, even though I guess we know now that it's not. I mean,
yeah. It
apparently not.
was
It still
rumor
could.
was squashed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's and from what I heard, these the version was like a standard version, right? That were being
Yeah. So it's
resold,
the $60 default version.
right?
But
And
apparently the copies don't even have a disc. It's just a
yeah,
code for you to get the game. So
exactly. That's what I was interested in. So maybe they're just trying to clear those off the shelves. I mean, they're saying too that they were removing codes from the system. So I guess
I would
they're
say it's a buyback program from Bethesda. Then
yeah,
they're
maybe
buying back copies that they oversold because nobody wants the game right now.
yeah, and
That's
I
what I
guess
think
they're
it
just
is.
gonna do that addition. They're just gonna just sell it purely through their online service or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
actually
yeah, I think it's through the online service, just through their store.
yeah. I would assume it'd be through like their launcher, and I guess
Hmm.
I mean on console, I'm sure you could probably buy games now, right? Just
Yeah,
without the
I think a
disc.
lot of them you can just buy online.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of bad. I
It
mean,
makes you wonder how much longer GameStop and stuff's gonna be in business, right?
I'm surprised they still are. I
Yeah,
didn't.
really.
I
Like,
mean, like I've never even fathomed buying a disc anymore since I have like a PC that doesn't even have a
absolutely
disc
not.
reader.
Yeah. Yeah, and now, well, I guess like your main limiting factor is like storage space, but even now, the console's getting up to like a terabyte of space,
You know what?
and
I
like you
don't.
can partial like Halo Master Chief Collection did a great job with this, where you can like partially download like what you want from the game. So the game has like 5 games included or whatever, right? You can choose what
Mhm.
games you want to download and like delete them as you don't want to play them and stuff now. So it's like an incredible memory allocation and stuff like that.
I'm wondering the price difference in like manufacturing discs to do it, and then rather than doing that, maybe putting it on like a USB or some shit like that, just to because that seems more marketable to people. Like, I mean, maybe making the consoles functional to download from the USB 2 for people that don't have internet access, and that's the only reason I'm assuming discs are being sold
I
because
think
people
it's
without
much more
internet access.
pricey
I
for
mean,
a
like,
USB itself compared to like writing on a blank disk or whatever.
I'm just saying compared to the fact that they're getting all these discs, if they're still doing disc download, instead of doing that, the fact that they're manufacturing, I'm assuming mass manufacturing disc sales and then not
Mhm.
selling them, I would assume that's a big waste of money.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's why they're just going diskless now. They're just going, you get a code and you're done.
Right, but you have to remember. I mean, I don't know how many people don't have access to the internet for like gaming, but like
Mhm.
there's a lot of people. I'm sure. I wouldn't say a lot. Maybe like
If that's
a
the
good
case, like I don't know
percentage.
what you do, but I don't think they have you in mind really.
Right. I mean, like I'm sure a majority of homes have internet access, but
Yeah.
whether that internet be good enough to download a game, probably not.
I mean, even
No, not
Cooper's
a
isn't really like Cooper takes you weeks to download a game, and
yeah, like not in a
that's
timely
just not their
manner.
target audience. They're not gonna like. Is everything's to cut costs. Like this cuts
Well,
costs a lot just having a code to download rather than producing discs and stuff.
that's the thing. Are they just? Are we done with discs now, or are we
I
just
think
gonna?
so. I think it's just all digital now. Until
Uh,
space starts becoming a constraint again, where you need that disk, then yeah,
hmm,
I just don't see it going back ever. Really, there's no reason to.
I guess not.
Like it's just a matter of time before you buy your Nintendo games, even like your DS games or something, maybe, and you just get a code that it downloads like right to your DS
I mean,
or
I don't
download
know
a little
about that.
cartridge. I don't know.
The big thing about like the handhelds is the fact that the cartridge is just holding all the space, really.
Hmm.
And I think with like handhelds, you're basically like inputting some sort of code that marks it as you and your save onto that little cartridge, right?
I
Like
don't know how it
it
works
doesn't.
really.
I don't think it does like really any storage on the handheld. It's all done through the cartridge, or like mostly done through the
I
cartridge.
think it has a tiny bit of built-in memory. If I'm not,
Well,
it's been
yeah,
a while
yeah.
since I had a DS, but
I'd assume it has a little bit, but not like.
so you have like
I,
your user settings, and there were like some games that like came default with it. I think so. There's like a little bit of space. So I'm just saying if space expansion keeps getting better and better, and the games aren't like taking up that much space, like it's just a matter of time before like, hey, your DS is like 2 terabytes of storage on it. Your
well,
games will just
yeah.
be downloadable now. There's no reason to mass manufacture these cartridges anymore. Then you can save money with digital download. That's where I think
Uh,
it's going.
all right, we're still on Fallout. Let's talk about the new survival mode that they're planning on adding. You didn't
Ooh.
look too much into it, right?
No, I didn't look into it at all.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know why they're trying to do more with the mode they already have. Basically, it's going to be a PvP focused experience more. They're still working out how exactly it's gonna play, but basically you're not gonna have to take a shot and then shoot back at that the PvP
You
is
just
just gonna
open
be on.
PvP.
Yeah, it's open PvP. I think they're still deciding on what the penalty is for dying, because a lot of people had complaints about you only dropping the junk, and they're thinking about maybe dropping some other items, not armor wise. They're talking about dropping aid, like your meds or whatever, and maybe like ammo.
I can see like of course not everything, but like like a portion of it, maybe like 10%, like 20% of like your meds and stuff like that. I can see
Yes,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean I mean it's interesting, but that's not the big problem with the
Well,
game.
this is what they were planning on the game like having on release, but they like couldn't figure out how to balance it. So instead they like make PvP garbage and then they come out with a new mode pretty much that they're doing.
Well, the thing is, there's too many casuals to have something like this at the start. Nobody wants to sit
Right.
there and get killed on sight, especially when they're trying to try out a new game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sucks for hardcore gamers, but I guess it.
But also though, this new mode will be a fresh start, right? I imagine it'll be like
No,
new loot. Like, oh, it's not.
no, you can pull over all of your
You
shit.
just port your character. Okay,
Yeah,
that's kind of lame. Then I was gonna say
yeah,
like they could use it as
exactly.
they could or they could market it as like a fresh start. So like all like the real world training, all the hacking that's been going on and stuff. Like
I mean,
start fresh.
ideally you do start fresh, but I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but from what I've read, it's you being able to pull over your character if you want to pull over that mode. I'm not sure if you can pull it back and forth. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work. But
They
yeah,
really need a fresh start though. They really do.
yeah. I mean, from what you've been saying about the fact that people are sitting there selling the shit,
Yeah,
all their
they're sitting there like hacking
items.
into like the development like test room and stuff, getting like every item in the game, like trading it to another character and then selling it on eBay for like $20. It's
Yeah,
like,
so
oh my god.
they already worked on that developer room shit. So apparently, people who've done that are getting banned, which is, I mean,
Yeah, the accounts that have been in there are flagged for a ban. But what people are doing is they just buy 2 accounts and then they'll go in
right.
on one. It gets flagged for a ban, takes a couple hours to get banned. So they'll go in, get all the loot, go out, trade it to their other account, and then have that one original account get banned. The other account's untouched and they sell the loot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if they're gonna go after that other account. I don't
Yeah.
think
That,
so,
that
but
that room just needs to be it can't just like, oh, you're flagged for a ban now. They need to like close it off, get rid of it. Like something needs to be done to stop people from going in there at this point.
yeah, I mean, it's just a weird.
I just don't know how like all this stuff falls between the cracks with this game. It's like a you can't just say it's a
Yeah,
Bethesda game, but it's a Bethesda game, so it's
the
not
thing is,
surprising.
you can't say it's a Bethesda game, but the sad part is it's a Bethesda online game, which a multiplayer game, which
Their
makes it
first
worse.
attempt at it too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty bad. Yeah, I didn't expect this game to be this bad or have this many problems. I expected the gameplay to be buggy or having those silly
Your usual
glitches.
Fallout stuff. That's what I was
Yeah,
expecting.
yeah, I didn't expect it to be this bad. Like
Everyone thought it would
basically
just be
unplayable
co-op
game.
Fallout. That's what they saw. Co-op
Yeah,
Fallout.
with like pretty much like Dark Souls invading
Yeah.
aspects. But like when they released it, was like multiple different servers where people are constantly on it.
Yeah. And there are
Yeah.
things like I didn't agree with. The people were like shitting on it at first, like the lack of life. But the more you play it, you're like, wow, like it really is devoid of life.
No,
Like,
yeah, you really miss those interactions when you
yeah,
play that. Yeah, I mean
it
nobody
just
wants to
feels
sit there and
so
listen to a
empty,
holotape.
man. So empty.
Yeah.
Even a giant shell with nothing inside.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Right. And even more sad is this fucking leather jacket that they released.
Oh, dude.
That was an interesting fucking look. I don't know who
Oh.
who's going out and buying this thing. I'm really curious on how many sales they had for this jacket. It's like actually awful.
Sadly, though, you have to have some Fallout buffs out there that are like all over it, right? The same people who bought the new Dark Rum, even after they saw it was like in a shitty plastic shell. It's the same people, I think.
Yeah, I mean this jacket just looks so bad, and then you have everybody
It
memeing
looks
on
dreadful, dude. Are you
how
showing it
it
on stream?
looks. Yeah, it's actually like an awful fucking jacket.
What do you think the cost of manufacturing it is, too? Like,
It's
what
the thing
material
is,
do they say it's made of?
no, it is
They
leather.
say leather, right?
Yeah, it is leather.
They
But
said like lambskin leather or something, right?
I don't think they
They,
specify.
they they announced it. You go to their Bethesda Games link, their Beth Games link.
Uh,
It's supposed to say the item that's made of.
am I not seeing it? Comes inside
Oh,
of.
yeah, premium. It's in the top. Premium lambskin leather.
Wait, where are you seeing this?
At the very
Oh,
top.
right here. Yeah, premium lambskin leather. Which I mean, I'm sure is pricey, right? I mean, like.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, it's fairly pricey actually.
Yeah, so which makes sense, but it actually like. I understand they're trying to go for the vault suit look, but it just looks so bad.
There's no way they sat there and like in the design process and were like, wow, this is looking good. This is looking great. Like, look at that jacket. That one actually looks good. Like, that looks like a $200 jacket, $200 leather jacket.
I actually can't pull it up or it'll fuck up the
Uh,
stuff. But I'm assuming it's just like a nice leather jacket, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
your normal leather jacket.
the problem is like, I guess if you're a hardcore Fallout fan, it's nice. I don't know how many people are getting targeted by this leather jacket, especially when like it's starting to warm up. It's a little late for the jacket.
Well, that's like the kind of jacket. Like, I mean, like, I guess it's the kind of thing you would maybe get it inside like a frame, some kind of case, and like leave it there, kind of like like a football jersey, and just leave it on the wall. But like, it looks
Yeah,
bad for even that.
it doesn't look good. I mean, personally, it just doesn't look good.
Maybe they did really bad at the lighting. Like, I don't know, dude.
You know what they could have done?
Like,
They could have just sold a jumpsuit. It probably would have cost less. But why didn't they?
the
just
jackets
do
don't
that?
even look like that in game. Like, they're jumpsuits, not a leather jacket in game.
Yeah. So why not just sell like a padded jumpsuit? I'm sure the cost of that would have been a lot cheaper and probably would have sold a
Yeah.
lot more.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely
yeah.
should have gone with that.
I think
And
it
the
was
fact
just,
that it comes in a nylon bag too, instead of an actual like, garment case, is like, wow.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's a pretty hefty price for that look, I guess. I don't see how you could make that jacket look good. Even the picture of this guy wearing it just looks awful. But yeah, that's what they're doing for market. Maybe like maybe they're just trying too hard to grab at money here.
I don't know, because like looking at the price, it was like on a lambskin jacket like that, usually like premium lambskin leather jacket was like 230-ish bucks. I don't think they're getting a lot of money. I'm sure they're using like cheaper materials too, probably. So they're probably making like maybe a $50 profit margin, which isn't a lot really per jacket.
I
So I
mean,
don't know.
the amount of sales they probably are getting isn't. I would assume it isn't that much. There's no way to check like their sales, right?
I don't think so. No, I don't think they make those
Oh,
public.
if you scroll down on their site, there's like so much better like outfits that you could buy from them. Like
Yeah.
they have nice jackets and shit. It's like ladies.
Yeah. Exactly. Like that jacket's not that. It's still like pretty nasty blue, in my opinion.
I mean, it's hard to get a look for it, but I mean, if you wear that like and you see somebody out in public that knows like Fallout, and you're like one of those people, I guess like it'd be a cool interaction, but definitely not something I'd wear. It's just not like my
I don't know. I
taste.
think the leather jacket's a good conversation starter.
I mean, people make fun of you, I guess, but
You see someone wearing that, you're gonna ask them where they're seeing eye dog is, and
it's I don't know. It just looks bad. And they're like they tried so hard to make it look cool in these pictures, but you can't make this look
yeah,
good.
yeah. To give them props though for giving like what everything actually looks like, what it actually entails. Detailed breakdown of what's included, what it's made
Yeah,
of,
we
et
didn't give
cetera, et
them
cetera.
another mesh bag like we did before. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want a canvas bag or a Nuka Dark Rum incident. So
yeah.
I wonder what the next big story for Fallout 76 will be though. It's only gonna get worse before it gets better. I feel. I don't think this is the end.
How much lower can we go? Like we're
I-
having hackers. We have poor fucking outfit choices.
Game being mashed sent back to like the publisher. Like
Yeah, I don't know what could. Yeah, oh, how much worse it can get. It's,
I don't know. I think like, it'll be like the next DLC or like next wave of cosmetics or something will probably cause an uprising. I'd imagine.
I do they even do DLC for their 76? Like I would assume they have the DLC ready. I don't know if they release it though. Is the
If the
thing.
DLC as single player and stuff, maybe I'll get some good feedback.
Well, that's the thing. When is this single player coming out? That was supposed to be close after the online release, wasn't it?
I don't
Or
think no, I don't think they mentioned even like a time frame. They were just like after. They said after release because they want the focus to be online.
you'd think that's something they would push out a lot faster, considering their games like getting ruined.
I would
pretty
be now.
much.
Yeah, I'd be rushing it out. I'd
Like
rush it out and then probably on the heels of like DLC or something too, just to like try to make some extra cash.
yeah. Well, let's talk about the something I was just about to say here, because I wish I could honestly get a refund on this game, but yeah, let's. Oh, where's the topic? Fuck. I definitely saw it here.
Refund at the bottom. Is that what you're looking for? Or
Is that the one? Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
you bought that?
What? No, I bought 76.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, not the jacket. No, not
I
that.
thought you were
Dumb.
talking. I thought you were talking about Star Citizen.
Oh, Star Citizen. No.
Okay.
I thought didn't I put a topic on here about people wanting refunds after
Oh yeah, it's right
period?
below that. Consumers expecting refunds after refund period or some sort of compensation. Right below that. I have it highlighted.
Oh, fuck. I clicked on the link, so it was hiding it. Okay, yeah, that's why I couldn't see it. Yeah, so consumers expecting refunds after a refund period or some sort of compensation. Uh, I mean, for me personally, I don't think you deserve a refund ever, unless like it's absolutely not what you wanted to buy.
So you mean like in terms of if people wanted to refund Fallout 76 right now, they're like, wow, this game like sucks. Like I really don't like it. I want to get a refund.
Yeah, I don't think you should. I mean, like they generally do like the like 2 hour period where
Yeah,
you
I
have
think
to
outside of the
refund it.
window, I don't think you're entitled to a refund though. But you have some certain circumstances, like when Bless Online came out, where Steam's like, whoa, like this is bad. We need
Right,
to
but it was basically like nobody
you
expected
still
it to
had a
be that
window
bad.
though. If I tried to return Bless Online now and I had bought it like way back then, they'd probably say no. They'd be like, no,
Right.
that's why I
I
have a
mean,
window.
I even feel like doing a 2 hour period is I don't think you should get a refund, or maybe people are just using refunds poorly. So a lot of people like buy a game, play like a little bit of it, and then try to refund it back.
It's a free trial. It's what people use it
That's
as. They're kind of
yeah,
spoiled by Steam on it. Like Steam
well,
allows you to just play a game,
yeah,
refund it, and yeah, it's a free
exactly.
trial.
Which I'm sure it hurts the company when that happens, right? I'm assuming they get charged some sort of refund fee out, right?
I don't know. I would hope it doesn't hurt the developer. I would hope like Steam takes the hit if there's any hit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
I
sure
know
how
you're not
that
taking the
works.
hit, and I highly doubt your bank's taking the hit. So
Yeah, I mean, I understand refunds are important for some aspects, like maybe you actually didn't have the money, you have to go get you're buying a game and like maybe you need it for real life stuff, whatever. Like I understand like refunding for that reason, But refunding because you didn't like the game, I would assume you do a little bit of research before like trying to buy a game. But if you're just like buying the game, testing it out for like your quick free trial thing, and then refunding it, that seems kind of like fucked up to me.
It's been like this for a long time though. Like even
It,
GameStop's
it,
return policies where like if you return it within like a few hours, I think you can actually get full value still. And then if you return it like a couple days later, you're losing like 20-30% or something.
yeah, which like I think that might be something they should like consider doing. Like maybe you take a hit on like refunding games
So you have a little
because
more of a window, but
yeah, not even. I don't know.
I still think I honestly think the trial thing's fine. I think refunding as a trial is fine because a lot of games out there are kind of like they show just the good of the game. Like that's just kind of like where the era we're at. You know, like all the games are trying to look their best. They're not all their best.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I yeah, we
yeah,
had that problem with what was it, the new Arc clone or whatever.
yeah. So you definitely like.
Atlas, yeah.
I mean, it instead of being cautious, it's nice to be able to know, like, hey, I can go and try this game, and if I really hate it, it's really not what I want. It's not what I think it is. I can get my money back. So it like allows people to try games, and I think overall it actually boasts more sales that way because more people are jumping with their feet in rather than just like dipping a toe.
But the thing is that you have money transactions going on, and I'm not sure. Like you have to be losing money. Somebody has to be losing money somewhere in there when it comes to refunds.
I think so, yeah.
Like you have a lot of different transactions going on. I can't see like nobody losing money there. Maybe the games just need to do more demos. I noticed demos have been like on the decline recently.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, though you've had I mean, like I don't know. You had the two games come out recently, Resident Evil with their demo, and then you had Anthem with theirs. Uh, I don't like how Anthem's was locked behind a VIP paywall bullshit. That seems stupid to me. Like you have yourself. Oh fuck! I forgot this is a topic. But yeah, so you have yourself buying into betas and demos. It just seems dumb to me. That seems like content that should be free. Uh, Whether it be through like signing up and helping you get in, but now they're monetizing it, and again, I think somebody's losing money somewhere when they refund after playing their demo and they just don't like the game.
I'm looking it up right now, and actually, on a customer refund, nobody loses money on that. But
Really?
I see that, yeah, what I'm reading is some developers who have published on Steam before. You get like a 2-week refund window if the guy if people don't play it, which is shorter than their payout window, which is you get paid the next calendar month. But he
Okay,
said like
the
you get zero
developers.
percent money for that. What?
So the developers don't take a hit.
No, Valve doesn't either. Valve
Oh.
takes a hit when there's a chargeback. They will eat the cost. Chargebacks
Oh, okay.
have yeah. So I think this is just like doing a customer return or refund at like a retail store. If you went to Target and you bought like a chair or something and it sucked, or maybe like, oh, this doesn't go with my house, so I need to return it. I don't think Target even takes a hit on that. Sometimes they'll charge you like a restocking fee, but like I don't think Target in any way is actually taking a hit from taking the item back and like refunding you your money.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going off of. Stuff like the Target analogy there, where you take restocking fee or something. Somebody like I would assume would be losing money, but if they're not, I guess the refunding thing's
Yeah.
fine.
So chargeback's different because I think with the chargeback, you're sitting there calling your bank, and then your bank has to go out and like, get the funds back, and it's like more work. So I think that's why there's a chargeback fee. But I think for a refund, since it's mutual, I don't think there's a fee for it.
I mean, okay, I guess I have to change my stance on the refund thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would assume somebody would lose money, but if they're not, then fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
Yes, someone was saying the only time or the only money that they lose is the time spent dealing with all your refund requests, which is why if you issue a ton of refund requests, you're sitting there buying games, refunding, sometimes they won't grant it.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty much
Yeah.
waiting for that nice cuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like that's good that the developers or even like as much I don't really care about Valve, it's good that nobody's losing money in these
Mm-hmm. So like the only person that technically loses the money is like the dev because they think they have sales, and then like it's weird because like they'll see they have these sales, but then like when they end up getting paid, they'll actually have like no money for it because the thing got
Right.
refunded
So like
and
some
like
sort of like
doesn't. Yeah,
false projection of like their
yeah,
sales.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna bring up, but I don't know how much
It's
of
just because their window's too big. Like you said, like a 2 week window. If you don't touch the game, you can refund it after 2 weeks.
yeah,
That's like a really
exactly.
long window.
No, yeah,
But I think
so
that's how retail stores are. If it's still in the box or whatever, they don't have like a time limit on it really. Like if you wanted to return a box of
I think
lamp
you
or something,
I think you still do.
I think you have like a two
If
week
I'm,
window or something. It's a pretty big
yeah,
window.
yeah, it's still a big window, yeah, but I mean it's
I wonder
yeah,
if there's
it's
like a
still big.
law around that. If you're entitled to the chance to return.
I would assume so.
Huh.
I would assume they wouldn't put these the ability to refund without having a law around it, right? Because then you just never allow people to refund shit.
Yeah.
Um, I'm actually gonna like scrap this Resident Evil costing the same
Okay.
price thing because that I've watched the game. It just looks too good to like
It looks
hark
really
on.
good. Yeah. Me personally, like I said, I wouldn't pay $60 for it, but I can absolutely see why they're charging $60
No,
for it and why
yeah,
a lot of like because I'm not a Resident Evil fan. If I grew up playing nonstop Resident Evil, I would have bought it already. I think
yeah, exactly. I
because
mean,
that's the best reworked game, like remaster I've ever seen
no, yeah,
by far.
they said they were bringing it up to the current like Resident Evil
Yeah, it's
graphics, and it
100%. Yeah,
definitely
100%
shows.
the best remaster I've ever seen in any
Hmm.
game. Definitely worth like $60 if you're a fan of Resident Evil.
Yeah. Um. All right. Well, let's go on. Let's hit this Fallout or the Fortnite one out real quick.
We live
Uh,
Fortnite. We live Fortnite.
let's. Okay, so this topic is going to be the fall of Fortnite. So what I've been seeing a lot with quote unquote Fortnite streamers is you, you have a lot that are going outside the Fortnite section now because I guess people are seeing that it's dying. You're getting what a lot of games like that get, where they come back for the new season or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
then their player base just falls off fucking
Yeah,
super
they've
hard.
plateaued on growth. It's very stagnant now. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
what it is though. Like you're not going to grow your stream anymore. There's no new people coming into the game. There's no new people trying to watch the game. Like you've grown all you can on that game. You need to branch out if you want to grow. If you're going to continue growing at this point, you're not going
yeah.
to keep growing playing Fortnite.
Which of course is a good move for the creators there, but
Yeah,
it it's it's crazy to see like how a game or like games just get stale to people now. Like you don't have people sitting there like grinding out one game anymore. Like they just
you
get bored
don't.
of it way
Yeah,
too fast. Like
it's just the genre though. Like unless they're pumping out like insane. Fortnite updates the game a lot and changes the map a lot, but it doesn't change like the core gameplay, I guess, which people just get bored of it really fast now, I guess.
the thing is, they're releasing like I felt like they're releasing content maybe a little too fast, and maybe that's like people are getting bored because this content was coming really fast, and now like they're fucking trying to think up things like what are they gonna do next? For a while
uh,
when I was playing, you'd have like every other like couple of weeks you'd have like a new gun or like a new fucking area changed on the map or something like that. Not like a total
mhm.
revamp, but like something new added.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
trying to spice it up for sure.
I mean, I guess I don't play enough of it anymore to talk too much on it, but like maybe they need to throw in some balancing. They definitely need to fix whatever is going on with their engine. I would assume is the problem. Because when you get low FPS, it lowers your rate of fire, which is that's pretty
That's
bad.
everything in a gunfight too. So
Yeah, I mean, like you
it's bad
can't
enough you
just
can't track now because you have low frames, but now you're shooting slower
yeah,
too.
exactly. Which is like, I mean, I don't know how big of an audience this affects, but I would assume that this is being talked about because it's going from 140 or like 144 FPS, and as you drop, your rate of fire is getting lower. So even if you're at 60 FPS, you're getting put at a disadvantage.
So do you think you actually fire faster at 144 compared to 60? So there's a disadvantage even just being like a normal gamer, like
Yeah,
locked to 60
exactly.
frames compared to
Yeah,
144. That's
yeah.
yeah, that's incredibly. frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, what's you go 144 to like what 125 or something, or 120, like, and then to 60, and then you have the people with like shit rigs that get 40 to
The
30
bouncing,
FPS.
yeah, 30,
Yeah.
40.
Oh, even the bouncing, that might be pretty stressful if you're even if you're bouncing from like 60 to like 144. I don't know if that you would
Doesn't
bounce
Brian
that
bounce? I'm
hard.
pretty sure he does.
I would assume so. I haven't personally
He
talked to
played
him
on like a
about.
pretty crappy computer, so
Yeah, so I mean, like, it affects enough players for it to be talked about, and PUBG is having the same problem. So I'm assuming it's an engine problem, not a, I don't know, whatever problem it would be.
yeah. Well, Epic definitely uses their own engine. There's no way they use a different engine.
Well, well, I think they're both made on the same engine.
Yeah, but it's Epic's own engine, I think, like one that they created.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, because I know the big part of the dispute that they were having, saying that they were copying their genre game that PUBG was trying to lawsuit on.
Oh yeah.
They a part of it was the fact that they were using the same engine.
I saw PUBG blew up a little bit again and then disappeared again. Is that
Uh,
because of the new map or?
I think it's partly a new map and partly streamers going back to it. You had people like Shroud going back, so I mean
Yeah,
it's
people
gonna
are
grab
just.
some viewers.
That's the thing with BR games. I think you have to have that healthy rotation of BR games because they all play the same, fundamentally, like the fundamental level, but they all have their own little mechanics and stuff. That's enough to spice it up. But like you doing
Right.
little updates like what Fortnite does isn't enough to completely like, spice up that game. You need something, really fresh to go off of.
Yeah, but it's hard to say because you have limitations when it's a BR, right? So like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you can't completely change the gameplay without like fundamentally changing
Yeah,
the
ruining
gameplay.
like the BR aspect
Yeah.
of it.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wish BRs would die out a little faster so we can get a new genre out here.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely not dying fast enough for my liking. Um,
Yeah. There's got to be like a different genre out there that like is more tuned to casuals too than Fortnite. Like Fortnite's probably like one of the harder games I would expect for like casuals to get into, right? With like building and everything. And
honestly, the building's not that hard. It's pretty simple. You put yourself in a 1 by 1 box, and then like, of course there's skill gaps, but there's going to be skill gaps in every game, and Fortnite's no
right.
different.
But in
Where
terms of picking it up though, there's easier games to pick up, in my opinion.
no, it's I mean it's a shooter at the base, and then from there you're just slapping a couple fucking bricks on the ground. I mean
So,
it's not that
like COD used
difficult.
to be like much more simple than that even, but like
I
it
mean
never got
COD.
this much like normie traction, I don't think.
I mean, it did, right? I mean, COD was the game every normie talked about. Like, if they played a
Was
video
it?
game, it was COD or fucking their sports games. So,
I
I,
guess so. Maybe you're right. It just wasn't on this like big of a scale.
right, exactly. I mean, of course, gaming's growing a lot. You have a lot more access to it. I mean, PCs cost fucking nothing.
Mhm.
Let's put that in here. Like a quick topic. Fucking the fact that, like, you can pretty much get a decent enough PC for the cost of like a console. I mean, how much
Oh yeah,
what
you
is
can
it?
build like a decent like 60, one monitor, like 60 hertz gaming rig for like $500 with like the monitor $600 or something like that. You get like
Yeah.
a default like $50, $20 mouse or something like that. Logitech keyboards and crappy Logitech keyboard, and you're good. You can game.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm looking at the PS4 Pro here. Uh, can I get a buy page? So I mean, they're going for like 350, and I mean, of course, it's a bit cheaper than what you can get a PC, or yeah, a decent PC for, but
Mhm.
you have all the accessibility that you get from getting an actual PC.
Yeah,
You're not.
PC. Well, yeah, computer. Of course, you got a computer, and then on
Yeah,
top of that, like the upgradability. Swap out parts as you need to.
and you're not restricted to all those console games. I mean, of course they have their
Yeah.
exclusives, whatever, but you also have like a ton of free games you could be getting with
I also
PC.
think you have the choice of controller on what you want to use too. You can use a mouse and keyboard. You
Right.
can use, control. I guess you can do that on console too, but you got to do like a little more of a workaround on it. But
Yeah, and actually I think a lot of games they ban for that. I heard Fortnite was banning for people that were
Yeah,
using.
they had to. Yeah.
Yeah, there because it gives you an unfair advantage because
Hmm.
a mouse is extremely different from using a controller.
Yep.
It's insane
Yeah.
how different it is.
It's because of the it's because like you have a lot of speed when you're like swiping and turning around and stuff, but you also have the ability to do these fine adjustments that you just
Right.
can't do on a controller. Like controller, you either have one or the other. You have fine adjustments or you have fast turnaround. You like playing COD, you either played on 10 cents or you played on like 4 cents. That's how it was.
Yeah, I was a
So you could do one or
10
the
cents
other. And
boy.
then they have aim assist to help you out. Kind of like help lock onto targets and stuff when you
Yeah,
swipe over them.
I
But
mean, if you're good, you turned off aim assist, but
you
that's
know,
besides the point.
like my friend like played on like 10 cents. I played on like four or something. I
No,
couldn't play on
yeah,
10. It
I
was
played on 10, dude. I
nauseating.
was 316 fuckers from across the map.
Yeah, if you want to do
10 cents.
360s and stuff, you were a tenner. Yeah,
Yeah, I
no
mean, yeah.
doubt.
I'm actually curious. I would assume you can adjust your DPI on mice like on console, right?
There's probably a way to do it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know enough about console to like speak on that, but I would assume like it'd be kind of an annoyance to because you adjust your DPI through the program
I've
on
heard like
computer.
speaking of like DPI though, I've heard so many different rumors and stuff about DPI, and like I don't even know like what DPI technically is and like what it does, but I've heard you don't want to drop your DPI too low because apparently it like starts dropping mouse inputs and mouse movement and stuff when you lower it
Really?
too much. That's what I think it was Hard Blue was saying that. I was watching like one of his videos and I was at work. People were like,
Okay.
"Why do you play 800 DPI instead of like 400 like a lot of other people?" He said, "Well, when you drop it lower, you start getting like movement drops and stuff like that." I was like, "Huh." I've never had it. I don't think I have, but
I wonder if he does. So I'd assume he'd do that, and then he drops his sense in saying game lower.
he probably plays like way more lower sense in game.
Yeah, and then he doesn't drop his mouse DPI
Mhm.
too low. Okay, I mean, yeah, I've never really understood DPI. For me personally, I used to play on like fucking a pretty high DPI, like 1600,
Have
and
you dropped it recently or?
yeah, I dropped it recently. I haven't really noticed a change, to be honest. I guess for me personally, I adjust really well to gaming, so for me, like dropping to a lower DPI doesn't really feel that bad. I guess.
You would notice it when you're playing like Overwatch and you're trying to track someone. Does anyone
No,
notice it?
I don't notice it at all.
You don't? Huh.
I would assume maybe if I had like I would even say if I had to play like snipers and stuff like maybe that would be a difference.
For
But I
tracking and flicking, I absolutely noticed it.
yeah I don't notice it at all. Maybe I'm like a shit tier gamer or something. But like I
Maybe.
played COD, I played Fortnite. Like I don't notice it in those games. I don't sit there and change my sense in games and shit like that. I easily adjust personally.
Huh.
I mean, I'm not going to be the best player, but like I don't feel like I'm missing because of my DPI ever, or mouse sense for that matter. But yeah. Oh, sure. Let's move on to. Let's talk about MMOs and how they are not as good as they
Bad.
used to be. Yeah, just trash in general. Actually, this wording like seems kind of bad. I don't know if I want
It's
to.
just got to be like I don't. There's definitely like money to be made in it, like, more so than like when you're trying to milk money out of a shooter like Star Wars Battlefront 2, right? You can monetize way better in an MMO,
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, people
in my
are more
opinion.
prone to buying skins, I think, in MMOs or games that you play uh, with each other. I guess I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy to see how often people buy skins and shooters and stuff like that. But when they release their $20 fucking skins in MMOs, they get like super ass banged. Uh,
yeah,
when it's like you're getting so much more out of that skin than you do out of any shooter.
yeah. So I don't. To go back on topic though, I don't know why like the quality of MMOs would drop so much because like there's definitely money to be made in it, but it's just not like the hot genre right now. I guess like it just seems like
Yeah,
there's not a lot of development going on in the MMO market. Even like all the ones they've gotten are just trash, like random startups. It seems.
it seems like I don't know if this is the case, but it seems like a lot of people are afraid to like put the time into an MMO for people just not to play it. Just
It's a
because
big
like
project for sure.
yeah, I mean for
Yes.
MMOs, it's a real big like hit or miss like thing. You
Mhm.
can't, you don't have you know, the luck of Fortnite where like you know you don't have people playing it for this long, but you just like release it into a different mode and it does well. Like when you're dealing with an MMO, it's an MMO. It has to be better than the other MMOs, or people aren't going to play it. And
Yeah.
I guess that's like it must be scary for like development teams to work on because like your game's just not going to be played if it's bad,
And it could
whether it
just
be
be like
story.
what the MMO market wants too, because you look at like WoW, and you have like your hardcore dedicated farmers who want like a sense of achievement. You want people who just have everything like handed to them, so they're at end game already. Like it's such like a wide audience compared to like a shooter where you just want people in Fortnite just want to go in and kill stuff, right? That's super easy to
Right.
do. That's super easy to make.
Yeah.
Very easy to hit that.
And yeah, that's what I was thinking. That the MMO target audience is so ranged that you're never gonna make somebody happy. I know for me and you, like we just want that nice hardcore grindy
I want
MMO.
something to grind exactly.
And the words of Asmongold, you want a game that you can play and like ruin your life on. Like that's what you
Yes.
want in an MMO. You want a game that
Yes.
you ruin your life playing this MMO. Like
Absolutely. Yeah. I
and
want to be able to just come home and like throw on Netflix, talk to you or something, and just farm, like, and just like talk or like watch the day away, and like
yeah, I
that's all I want, and I haven't had that in so long.
and it's crazy because I didn't think this would be the case, but a lot of these gamers coming into gaming now, they just want a game that they can throw money at. They don't care
They do,
about
yeah.
like in-game progression, what like through their own skill. They care about their progression through
No, they
their
want to
bank
look
account.
cool. They want to do a lot of damage. That's all they want. They want to be well
Yeah,
known. You want like those three things that you want. Like it's all about flexing now.
yeah, and it's actually sad because it ruins a lot of gaming for me personally. Uh,
Yeah.
and it started this trend of just you log in and get free shit. I feel like
That's
because
just not okay. Like I'm okay with like a little bit of login incentive. Keep like the casuals playing your game, but they shouldn't be getting end game shit just for logging in. Like
exactly,
come
you
on.
shouldn't be getting best in slot. You shouldn't be like fucking
No,
beating the game with what they're
that's
giving you.
stupid. No,
Yeah,
it's
I don't know why that started trending. Besides the fact that like
yeah,
you have
it's
casuals getting into gaming now, or a lot more casuals.
yeah. But I think that's like the main reason why like it's very very worrisome to like start an MMO, because like the original startup cost, like the maintenance, the updates you have to do, it has to be like free now. People aren't going to buy into an MMO. So it's just like a lot of risk, like with very little reward, with how
Well,
divided the MMO community is now.
the thing is,
It's
I don't think MMOs being free is a problem. That's I don't think that's the case. I mean, you
Well, if
have
this is a good enough one, obviously we'd pay for it. But people aren't gonna like a lot of the
no,
people
not
aren't
even
gonna
if
pay
it's good
for it
enough.
anymore.
Like you still have like the fucking ye olden day subscriptions going through on games like Final Fantasy and WoW, and you still have like a sizable
That's
community
like
of
one of a
them.
kind. I feel though, like those two are the only ones to have ever pulled it off and gotten away with it.
I mean, you have Ashes of Creation that's going to be their model apparently, which I mean, from the looks of it, it's going to turn out to be decent looking, which doesn't say much because we have BDL, the probably best looking game
Yeah,
I've ever seen. The prettiest fucking animations and
yeah.
effects and shit, but it's just the game's not there. The mechanics aren't there. There's no like depth to the game.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't think charging for a full price game or doing a subscription, even with like a full price game, like what is it? Elder Scrolls Online they did you had to buy the game and then you had to buy a subscription. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
I don't mind that as long as the game's good enough to play, right? I'll play. I paid
Hmm.
$100 for Dauntless. It didn't even fucking touch the game. Didn't even refund it. I don't even know if I can refund it anymore. But I put that much money into that game just because I thought it had promise. It didn't, but like I'm not gonna get upset because I put money into it. I thought they were gonna do it good and they didn't. I mean,
I think you're in the minority in that mindset, though. I think a lot of people won't touch a lot of the MMO gamers, like especially when you look, like the MMOs we've played in the past, like especially the free ones. They're not going to touch a paid MMO. They're not going to do it, even if it's a good
I
one. They're not going to touch
I
it.
mean, yeah, but who cares about that audience, right? Because they're not making you the money.
Right.
Yeah, I know in Vindictus we had a bunch of people that would, they're on the Steam store just playing free to play games. Like if you ask them what game they're playing, it was like, oh, League of Legends, oh, like CS:GO, fucking.
Yeah.
They're playing these free games. Who cares about that audience? Like they don't make up shit for your consumer base. Like they really don't do anything for it. It's which is sad. Like they're the community, they're part of the community that really enjoys the game enough to play it. And it goes to the point where you have these normies getting into game. I say normies. I don't know what else to call them. The casual gamers that get into the game now that just want to throw their money at you. So it makes it so like free to play doesn't matter, I guess. And don't get me wrong, I like throwing money at a game, but like I want like skins. I don't want my paid progression.
Right, yeah. You know what I'm kind of scared of though? I'm scared of Lost Ark just being like another PoE to me now that I think, because I've played a game like it. I played like Devilion, and like you go through like endgame dungeons and stuff like that with like a small group and go through and kill. Like I've been there, done that, and like it wasn't that fun really. Like, so I don't even know if Lost Ark's gonna be the game I've been waiting for. In the
I
end.
mean, honestly, for me personally with ARPGs, it's that genre in general. It's you play this for a certain amount of time. Usually they do seasons, right?
Hmm.
You play it for that season, probably half the season, and then you're good. It's really, unless you like really like extremely like the grinding, mindless grinding,
Right.
then you're not playing that game for long. Not if you have other genres out there.
I don't think Lost Ark's gonna do seasons because they have their It's supposed to be an MMO, so you can't just like. I guess they could do seasons and stuff. But
I
since it's
mean,
an MMO, they're not gonna.
they might not
Gonna
title it.
do it.
Yeah, they might not title it as seasons, but it'd be like expansions. It's basically.
Oh
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. You'd have like your normal like gear tiers and stuff like that is what you'll have instead.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
won't have seasons though.
yeah,
But I'm okay with it. Like honestly, like we play for like you said, like we'll quote half a season, which would maybe be like a few months, get to end game gear, move on to PoE when it starts a new season. It's different enough to like keep the grind interesting, right?
which is fine. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
that's
fine with that. Yeah,
that's what the genre is, right? I mean, it's
yeah.
not it's not. I guess it is marketed as an MMO, but it's not an MMO. It's not like you're grinding like constantly and keeping. Oh well, so are you keeping the gear in Lost Ark? Is that the
Yeah,
case?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay, so it's gonna be like a standard.
it's your standard MMO. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure, but like it just plays like an ARPG.
I don't know. I can't talk on it too much. That's like a pretty. You'd have to see how it works when it comes out because I mean with MMOs you're grinding for that next content
Yeah,
release.
if I'm not mistaken, I'm 90% sure it's just your normal MMO grind. You're just grinding for your end game gear. You're grinding for min maxing stats if that's your goal. You're maybe just playing casually for fun with friends. Whatever your
Right.
goal is. That's what the game is for you. I don't think it's going to be the grind fest I want it to be like. I don't think it's going to be like old Diablo 3 where I can just sit there and grind like hours endlessly and like waste my life. I don't think it's going to be that game. Or like Vindy, just farming OFA over and over again. I don't think it's that game.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard because a lot of the audience that they want to try to target don't enjoy the grind of like repeated dungeons and shit like that. A lot of people just really don't enjoy that. They want like something new, which is weird because you have people playing BRs now where it's the same like game loop.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like MMOs and like grinding, people get like super ass pained when they have to do a game loop.
Yeah, I hope people are like devs are taking notes though with like the cosmetic only monetization's okay. You can do really well with it as long as your base game is good. I hope they take the lessons from Fortnite on that aspect and then kind of go with that.
There's so many games that do that, and the games that don't, they just end up running it when they
you don't need to aggressively monetize like in Vin. You don't need to buy runes. You don't need to like do all this other shit. It's like ridiculous. It just like ruins the fun of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
To the point where you don't want to spend on your cosmetics. Like you quit instead.
I feel like maybe like the companies just aren't looking at other games. Like yeah, I mean you had PoE for the longest time. They're pretty much completely supported by their cosmetic sales. And like you have people that want to support them, and maybe that's the problem. Like a lot of people just don't want to support these companies because of what they've done in the past. I don't know.
It's possible, yeah.
A lot of people just don't want to support, or like maybe they're too afraid to support companies now.
People are so against spending money too. Even like when it's a game they like love and enjoy, it's the only game they ever played. they like are so against spending money on a game for some reason.
I feel
Just
like that's like the I'm gonna use normie again, but it's like the normie audience that just don't want to like they
yeah,
can't justify in their mind like supporting
it's
like
just so weird to
a
me.
game they
Like,
enjoy.
yeah,
I mean, it goes the same for people who don't like who like sit there and watch like free movies. They just don't want to support something they can get for free. I guess I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
It's yeah, I don't know.
It's their money to spend how they want, you know. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I'll definitely support any games I'm having a blast on, and you know, if I enjoyed Lost Ark, I'll certainly spend money on that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um, another like topic of this, I feel like maybe like the development of the internet is a big problem as to why MMOs are bad. You have a lot of people sitting there data mining, and you know you can Google search like anything to like find out the game. You know if there's a raid, like you don't. I
you don't
guess
have to
you
actually play the game and experience the game anymore. You can just look it
right,
up and be
which is the
done.
same problem for me when it comes to like single player games. Like why am I gonna do like why am I gonna play this game when I can just watch it in video form, or why am I gonna learn this mechanic myself or learn it from like a guild? You know, like guilds are pretty pointless in gaming now because
Yeah,
like you don't like have somebody in your guild that's knowledgeable and like learns this shit. You have people sitting there data mining it, and you get the you know the stats and like what you're supposed to do. You have a lot of Easter eggs being ruined because of data mining and stuff like that. It seems like a lot of people are running gaming and not just like I don't know. I don't know where I'm
it's
going
people
with
who are
this.
passionate about the games to just like do these weird things
It,
for some reason. That I mean, it's
it,
cool. Like, I mean, do what you want to do, but
yeah, but it's like fun for them, or maybe it's enjoyable for them. But for people like me, like I hate shit getting run for me because they like googled it, or like I feel like I have to google it because you know I can't learn it myself, or, you know I don't take the time to learn it for myself,
yeah.
or
See,
people
I
don't give
stopped
me the
doing that because
option.
it was ruining things for me. Like just like looking like, oh, this is how you
Yeah,
do this mechanic. Oh, so I stopped doing that, and I would just go in blind. Like I'll see the new content or whatever. I'll see like what's coming out. Be like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I won't like watch how it's done. I won't like pay attention to that kind of stuff.
exactly. So I remember early game Kraken. A lot of people aren't gonna understand these references and stuff like that, but I remember
Yeah,
like doing Kraken. Like I just like couldn't learn it, and I had my guild actually help me with like how to learn it. Like they didn't just. I mean, like you know, I had a couple people like say like just go watch a video like how to learn it, which is like not how I want to play the game. Like if I wanted to play the game that way, I would have googled it. I'm not dumb. Like yeah,
yeah,
some people don't know how to like Google for some reason, but uh, I just want to learn it for myself, or like have part of the community help me learn it. And I
I
think
always enjoy self improvement. That's
yeah,
like my big
exactly.
thing.
And I feel like it's running a big part of the community. The fact that or a gaming community, an MMO community, uh, the fact that you're pretty much not interacting with them to learn shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
everything's kind of just dumbed down and like spoon fed to you at this point. You don't have to experience anything for yourself. Everything's like even like you know, remember when Asmongold talked about like, you know, WoW cutscenes and stuff? Or that one video, the guy like went on a rant about like WoW cutscenes, how like you used to have to sit there and read like the character quotes and stuff, like put the story together yourself, like go out and
yeah,
explore and find out like what's happening. They just give you cutscenes to like spoon feed you the story just then
hmm
and there. That's it. Like it's that kind of shit, you know? For the low attention span, like fucking normie spurgs who like just they fucking can't be bothered, but they still
yeah.
want their story.
I don't know. A lot of things are just being served up pretty hard when it comes to MMOs,
Yeah.
whether it be you know their paid content or you know the story given to them. Like if you want to see the story, you should have to do that for yourself, right? You should have to like
Yeah,
play the
it's
story and
that's the adventure of the game is like going through the story. Like I don't sit there and like through a single player game, like skipping the cutscenes, expecting you or like you know just watching the cutscenes and stuff, expecting to get the story just from that. Like it's you playing through the missions and more than that, like develops into the story.
right.
It's not you know just cutscenes, just excerpts of it. Like it's the whole thing together that makes the story and the adventure. But yes, people can't get
Wait, what?
what
Your mic cut out for a
it
second.
went red for some reason. No, it was Discord.
Good old Discord.
Swap servers, yeah.
Oh, can you do that or?
Yeah, I'll swap. Oh, West, dude. Gotta love West.
All right, let's just talked a bit about WoW here. Let's talk about their the WoW esports startup. Uh, so I believe WoW did this in the past, and I guess they're doing it again, where they're doing an esports. They're doing it for their PvP community and their PvE community. So you're gonna have their little arenas, what they call them in WoW, their PvP mode, which is like twos and threes. I don't think 1v1s are big in WoW. Not 100% sure on that, but you're going to be having the twos and threes, so that should be interesting. The big problems I hear with this is not a lot of people like watching WoW at all. I guess a lot of people get put off because they don't know what the fuck's going on. And
I can see that, yeah.
I
Well,
guess
especially now with like dwindling numbers and stuff, and like
right.
dwindling interest in the game, it's just gonna get worse and worse. Yeah.
So I personally I enjoy it. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it looks cool.
I like watching the PvP and like the callouts and stuff. PvE,
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
I wouldn't care at all.
I like seeing the damages and stuff. With PvE, I do like seeing the progression. I like seeing them wipe on the boss and trying to fix that. So so what they're doing is they're doing Mythic 15, which is like their highest like tiered PvE like mode or whatever, or it's basically like the hardest mode you can fight the boss at. So they're gonna be doing that. So you're gonna have a lot of world first raiders volunteering into that.
Okay.
Which should be cool. And
so the prize pool is gonna be like in-game, say,
in-game
mounts and stuff like that, or
they said toys. So toys are separate. It's like fireworks, say, like that's what like the toy section is. Like balloons, like I don't know.
Stop.
Okay, but it's cosmetic things.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. As long as everyone's open to partake too, though, because you also don't want to lock like these in-game, like say a mount or like a weapon skin or something, or like armor skin around like something that only the pros can get, because that's extremely like as a casual player, you're like, wow, that looks so cool, but I'll never be able to get that. It kind of feels bad, you know?
Yeah, the thing I don't get is, and what I think is gonna really hurt selling the in-game shit, is the fact that I don't think there's a way for people outside of WoW to support it, the prize pool that is, which it kind of makes sense, right? You know, like what are you gonna put? Like, what are you donating the money towards? I don't think.
Well, this prize pool's it's not player funded; it's Blizzard funded, right?
I mean, okay, so they're gonna have toys that you can buy, and from those toys, they're taking a portion.
That'll be okay. Gotcha.
That's gonna go. Yeah. So I don't know what you would call that.
Rewards were like toys. That's why I was.
No. Oh no. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So, yeah. So all these toys are gonna be available for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
And people will buy these, and that will fund the event. But the thing is, I guess so. If you don't have a WoW account, you still like WoW, or maybe even if you don't have a subscription currently, like a lot of people let their subscriptions run out. So if you don't have a WoW account or subscription, so I guess you can't support these events. So
it seems kind of weird. Like the only way you could support is like, hey, like donate it to like Soda and be like, hey, like put this all towards balloons to support the thing. Which is kind of like
that's I don't think people are gonna go that route. I don't think people are gonna care enough. That's a little too like.
I'm sure some will, but no, the majority will be I can't support it. I don't have a WoW account, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not gonna buy a WoW account. I guess you could probably buy like the base tier, which is like what $30 to $60 for like the base of WoW.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people aren't gonna do that because then you still have the subscription. Though I think they give you a subscription with it. And I'm not sure how many people are going to reactivate their subscriptions just to pay into this, because maybe a lot of people don't want to watch it. I
would not go out of my way to reinitiate my sub just to like give money to Blizzard to like
and the thing is, it's not even full like proceeds. It's a portion. I don't know what I
small prize pools
exactly, which is I mean, to be fair, you're getting money for what you love doing, right? So you can't complain
It's
too
a
much.
win-win, yeah. But
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna have content creators supporting this. You're gonna have people like Asmongold. There's Method Josh, Soda Poppin. I'm sure Soda Poppin will support it a bit, right?
so
So yeah, I mean you'll have people supporting it, but I don't know how well it's gonna do if the funding is gonna be around in game toys.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and they're gonna probably have to do a lot better job on explaining what's going on. Even for like League of Legends, a lot of the times people don't know what the fuck's going on, but they can still watch it because the commentators do a decent enough job at explaining. So I don't know if they had this
Yeah.
problem before, and that's why their esports scene died. Because I know they were doing arenas before. I don't know about the PVE content, but I, I know like BlizzCon had the PvE stuff. I don't know. Maybe the commentators didn't do a good enough job explaining what's
They
going on
probably weren't even
exactly.
knowledgeable or something, and like,
I mean, yeah, well, no, because I know people like Cedu. I don't know if you know who Cedu is, but
yeah.
oh yeah, so he's a caster. I don't know if they had somebody like him. I know he, from what I've watched, does a decent job commentating on it, but I don't
Like,
know.
it's why people can't watch like fighting games and stuff too, though. Is like, I don't think the commentators in a lot of fighting games do a good job of explaining why players are doing what they're doing. They're just like, oh, this player did like a fucking back three or whatever. And you're like, what the fuck's a back three? If you're like not a
Right?
fighting game, like
I,
that's what I
I
do. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, with PvP focused games, maybe it's a bit harder because those fights are quick usually, and what happens usually a lot of players can't see as quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe that's a problem with it. Maybe it's harder to commentate games like this. Uh, I know for games like League of Legends, you'll have casters miss something, and then when they get the replay, they're like, oh, they use this ability. They actually use like their flash or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They teleport it in. I don't know. Maybe they just need better casters. Maybe their casters have to do better jobs to
Yeah,
make it more
League's
enjoyable.
casters a great job of explaining like why players are doing stuff. Though I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I watched, but I remember they
No,
do like a pretty good breakdown
no,
of like
they
this is why
do.
this guy's doing this.
No, that's why I'm using them as a good example because they
Same
do
thing
do a
as
good job.
sportscasters too. They'll be like they do this because like oh their defensive line's really weak here. This is why they're doing this play, and you're like oh
Yeah.
okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make sense too, even though you don't watch that sport. Something like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
it's like common knowledge, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I guess I want to see how well that does. The esports shit.
yeah,
I'm always down for
it'll be
some good
interesting.
esports.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Um. Fuck this topic. I think I don't know what I was doing with that one. Okay, so let's talk about the progress of VR and the possibility of it being the next mainstream game. Or like a platform. How would you say
Yeah,
this?
no, I got what you mean. Um,
VR.
honestly, I'm all for like the progression of VR and AR and full body VR and whatever else you may have. Like it's more immersion and stuff, and it's really interesting to see like what technology, how technology will progress and what they can do with it and stuff. But
Right.
it's also kind of weird because I think it's still like it's not in its infancy, but it's still like very young. So like you're sitting there playing VR, you get headaches, you get dizzy. It like makes your
Um.
head sweat and leaves like marks in your face. Like it's still like very new. So
Well, you say that, but you had a lot of those complaints in gaming early. You had a lot of people who are getting motion sick and stuff like that. I think it's something that we'll get accustomed to. The more accessible it is.
maybe I just
Because
know like a lot of VR games are they're locked at low frame rates, which is what makes you kind
right,
of
I
dizzy.
mean, yeah. Obviously, the more they progress, that's going to be fixed, right?
It's
You're
the
gonna.
movement in some of them. So it's just certain games, like I said, it's very new. Like developers are still very new to it. But honestly, if you're an up and coming developer, I think that's the platform to do it on.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you want to luck out, that's
Yeah.
definitely where you want to go. You
Make your
want to,
name in the VR world, like, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Um, and I mean, there's a lot of people doing it already. I mean, it's a lot of used assets. Like that. You remember that Halo clip I linked you, or the VR like Halo like, Master Chief like shitting on some elites or whatever.
I don't
Uh,
think so. No, I don't remember that.
let me see if I can find it.
Oh, the VR chat one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
VR chat one.
yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. So you have people going out and creating like sick shit, funny shit like that. Um, that, and those are like people who are probably pretty like doing pretty simple work, right? Um, and it's so great. You can only imagine something like an MMO doing shit like that. That like
VR and
seeing
stuff.
that.
Yeah, it'd be incredible.
Yeah, I can only imagine how like interesting that was to look at in VR. But
Yeah.
like to be able to play like that or like see shit like that in an MMO world in a VR game, that'd be cool as fuck for me personally.
VR for the right game is incredible. Like Elite Dangerous in the right atmosphere and stuff, it's incredible to like play VR Elite Dangerous. Like it's
Right.
like you feel like you're actually in a ship. If I had like a full setup with like the throttle and stuff that they sell and shit, like I would feel like I'm actually in the spaceship. Like the only reason I don't is because I'm using mouse and keyboard. But
Right.
like it's so incredible, like the immersion. So it has so much potential. To,
I
like
know.
just bring gaming to the next level.
And
Like
the more we develop the devices, maybe we're gonna like get to the point where it's just like simple goggles, rather than like an entire fucking headset thing.
yeah. It's only gonna get better. Like I said, it's still extremely new. It's not in its infancy
Right.
stages, but it's definitely in like its toddler stages. It's got like a long way to go before it's like
And,
fully mature and
and you still need a lot of developers to start
yeah,
chipping
some
in
big
on
name
this.
developers. We have really small developers right now. Like
Yeah,
a couple big name developers have like half-assed a project on it here or two. Like they did Doom VR and it ended up sucking. I think.
they're pretty much adding VR into their like game that's already made,
Does it
right?
a lot, dude. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Subnautica even like in fucking VR is it's so
Oh, is
good.
it? I'm actually thinking about getting a VR headset. It seems interesting enough to me.
It's pretty for the right. Like I said, like you have to have the games for it, and like you have to buy a lot of the games too. But
Hmm.
it for the right games, it is a whole new game. It's incredible. Like in Subnautica, the thingy's like right in front of your face. You feel like you're like sitting behind your little like sea glide, just powering through the water. Like you feel like you're actually about to run out of air. Sometimes it's cool.
No, yeah, it definitely
It's
looks
great.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really hope we get something mainstream in VR because for right now, I don't see a huge reason to buy VR, or like a VR headset setup, whatever, because there's
Yeah.
not like a game I want to sit there for hours and play. So I don't want to like buy I don't know how much the headsets are going for, what, like 200, $300, right?
Like I would say like 400 for a Vive, like $400. I think the Oculus
Okay.
is cheaper, but it's not as good.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't see the point of throwing money at that without having a game I'm gonna sit there and play for hours. I'm not one of those people that want to buy like a console just to play one game, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you can
definitely,
like you kind of like mentioned Halo though. Like, what are you still like holding out and like hoping for the day? Oh, because they already acknowledged they're gonna do it. 343 Industries or whatever said they're gonna make the Master Chief Collection available on PC. Well, they didn't say that, but they said we hear you loud and clear on your request for a PC version, and and they said like we're definitely considering this as a possibility or something like that.
the thing
But
is,
like,
I'm not huge on nostalgia games. I
oh,
I personally like if it's like a nostalgia based like thing, I probably won't care that much about it.
I don't think
Uh,
I'd ever play online, but I definitely I would buy it. I don't even know if I would play it that often. I would buy it just for whenever I'm bored, just go through a trip and like do a few missions on like Halo, 2, 1, whatever, 3.
I'm
Just like
definitely
relive my days.
Yeah, I definitely like, if you wanted to play or something, that's something that I like, I wouldn't mind buying to, play through like a campaign or whatever,
And
right?
ODST's in the collection too.
Oh, dude.
That's the most important one. Like
And I loved ODST, but for me personally, if I'm gonna sit there and play ODST solo, I can't do it. I love the game, but I'm not a big nostalgia tripper.
hmm.
Uh, I enjoyed the game when I enjoyed it, and I don't care enough to go
Gosh,
back.
Halo's been doing fucking co-op in their stories and stuff, dude, since like forever. Like Halo 1 didn't have online co-op, I don't think, but Halo 2 did, I'm pretty sure, right?
Uh,
Online co-op in
well,
their story. I'm
well,
pretty sure
yeah.
Halo 2 did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Halo 1, they did have co-op though. I mean, they
It
didn't
wasn't
have the
online, but yeah, they did have
yeah.
co-op.
I mean, online wasn't big when Halo was out. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Halo 2 had their online co-op. It's actually crazy
It's
to
just
think
so many
about.
games that like haven't done that yet, like co-op in
You
their
know what?
campaigns for some
You know what I
reason.
hated? I always hated the fact and I don't know if you remember this, but Call of Duty had cooperative campaign, and they did it for World at War, and they never did it again.
It was awesome in World of War, was it not?
Exactly. It was 4-player co-op, and you could add like the paintball mod to it if you wanted to fuck around a little bit too. Uh,
Yeah.
but like they did it for one game, and then they just
It was
decided
awesome.
no
That's
more.
like so many games need it. Like you really do need it. Some
Exactly.
people like you are people are like you. They can't sit there and have the single player experience. You know, like
Yeah,
they want to
I don't
experience it, but like they need someone else with them or with
exactly,
someone there with
and
experience it.
that's why streaming's so big for me because like if I see a single
Yeah.
player game, I'm not playing that alone. I and maybe that ruins it for me. Seeing the fact that like I can watch something like that on YouTube or Twitch. But like the fact that I would play a game alone, I enjoy playing games because like it's a social experience for me when I play a game, and that's a big reason why I do the streaming because like there's a chance at that social experience, and that's why I love MMO so much. But like a lot of it's coming down to like people just playing alone, not asking other people for help. It sucks because it's ruining gaming for me personally. Because
Also, apparently, the new Halo Infinite is supposed to come out on PC.
how is it?
It's gonna be a dual release.
Honestly, I'm tired of these exclusives, these late release bullshits.
I'm sick of it. Yeah.
I want that people just to like come together and fucking just let things happen together. Like let's have crossplay for everything. Let's have fucking releases all together. Like, why not just work together in the gaming industry?
I don't even know if I could buy it Infinite though. You're not big on nostalgia trips, but like I'm missing such a gap in the story because I never played Reach. I never played any of the games after that. I don't. They had like what Guardians, and then like I think there's another one, maybe not. But I'm missing like a big gap in the story now. I'm just not going to care to like continue. I don't think.
I'm not sure of like the timeline, but I think I stopped. I did ODST. Then there was like what Halo 3, right? Or Reach. I played those two for sure, and I think I probably stopped after that, somewhere around there. I loved Halo, but it was becoming another thing that was like too weird. Like I say, too futuristic, but but they started adding like abilities and shit in multiplayer.
They needed to get rid of that. Like it was, like, even like sprinting just didn't feel. It doesn't feel natural in the game. It doesn't.
Yeah. I mean,
you already moved fast enough, like plenty fast, in my opinion.
I don't mind the sprinting as much as it's not like a huge detriment, like, but it just. Yeah,
well, instead of taking straight gun skill, now you have like armor lock, where you're seeing people like out. It's more like MMO-ish, where you're like outplaying people with abilities and stuff, which is like, I mean, like cool, but that's not Halo. Like Halo was all about gun skill.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever, right? You can't. If we weren't complaining about like multiple different things that they're adding, then we'd complain about them not adding anything. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just sad that Bungie has such a good thing going for them. I don't know why they were just losing their passion for it or something. I don't know.
Maybe that's a big problem when like these companies start getting big. They just lose their passion. That's why you have games like
I think
WoW.
so. Yeah. Isn't that what happened with like Dead Space? No, Dead Space like 1 and 2 did like extremely well, and then 3 like I think it's because 2 didn't sell well or something. So they like EA forced them to add like more bullshit or something like that. So Dead Space ended up dying because of that. Like Dead Space could have been so good.
Yeah,
that game was incredible, one of a kind.
I know I still see streamers go back and play through 1 and 2. I don't know about 3, but yeah.
No, 3's awful. It's terrible. It doesn't feel the same. It's like an okay game on its own, but it's not a Dead Space game. Like you're out in like fighting humans and like you're out in like the middle of like not a scary, abandoned ship like all by yourself. It just doesn't feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, let's quickly talk about the Skyrim together shit, I guess. Since we were talking a little bit about the playing together. Yeah. I think it's awesome. I hate how long it's taken. I saw it from the start of them like showing.
I'm sure they've been working on this for a long ass time.
They have. Yeah. No, yeah, they really have been working on it for a while. I think Oblivion had a co-op thing. I'm not 100% sure. I remember like hearing something about it. Obviously didn't do well.
Yeah.
But from
what is this for both Fallout and like Fallout 3?
No, it's Skyrim. It's Skyrim
Okay, it's only
together.
Skyrim. Okay, but you just say like including like maybe Fallout in the future or
Yeah,
something.
like why not? Why aren't the developers of Fallout and Elder Scrolls games doing
Yeah.
the co-op experience? I, are we just in the 1% here of wanting a co-op single player, or like not co-op single player, but co-op like story mode?
No, I
Uh,
don't think so. Like I said, like Halo's been doing it forever. They still do it, and for some
it,
reason, I don't know if it's too much, development time and resources or what, but they just cut it out. They're like, nah.
yeah, I don't know why they just decide like nobody wants this co-op story
Because people like
experience.
devs like assume like, oh, they played through the story once and then never again. Why waste all these resources? Getting like the neck hood right and like all this co-op mechanics right if they're just gonna play through it once and be done. But that's not true. Like World at War, I played through the campaign probably like double
I,
digit times, even like 20 upwards of 20 times with
yeah,
people. Like
I definitely played through that shit a lot.
like the
You meet
camp.
people on
If you have a good
multiplayer and play it
product, like
again.
a good story, absolutely, I'll play through it again.
Oh
The
yeah.
World at War campaign is incredible,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I just it confuses me because I don't know what's going through the minds of these developers that just think it's not something people want or not worth working on.
Especially when you have a huge game like Fallout and Skyrim, where you have like, infinite possibilities, infinite routes the game goes every time you play through it. You think people are
Right.
gonna play through it once and be done?
Yeah,
It's not worth your
exactly.
time. Like really?
If anything, these are the best games to do it. Like
Yeah,
you have the multiple options, you have decisions that you could sit there and make with your friend. Like,
exactly. Yeah, you don't have a
y-
symmetrical like a locked in storyline. People can explore and play the game the way they want to play it. So
yeah. So I don't know what the problem is. It's development just not worth it to them
it must not be. Yeah,
because it doesn't seem that hard to just like add another person. You don't even have to make the story like include them both, right?
yeah.
You
I
can
know
just be
World at
like
War
the
did, which is
heroes
like
or
what made
whatever.
it pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Like if you're playing somebody else, like the dialogue would be a little different. I mean, like you don't need
yeah,
that. Like I wouldn't mind that much. I forget what game I played, but like it pretty much didn't include you as like another person with them. But it didn't bother me that much. Like it was just like, oh
yeah.
well.
Halo
I
didn't besides like change your asset, like oh
oh
you change
yeah
from like
yeah
chief to like an elite or something.
yeah.
Like I think they even got rid of that. You just like all spawn as Spartans or something like that. Something
Oh yeah, you
lazy.
used to play as
You
that one
spawn in
elite
like
guy.
as RB and then you'd have like
Yeah.
two other elites. Oh
Oh, fuck, that was so good.
yeah, it was.
God,
In
I love
ODST,
this.
like I think when you played multiplayer, you spawned in as like a specific character. You had like
Yeah.
different characters and stuff that
Yeah, you wouldn't
was
be like exactly the same. I think my brother used to get upset because I would spawn in as like the cooler guy or whatever. Because I don't think you selected your
dude.
character.
I thought the ODSTs are the coolest fuck. I love
Ah,
the
that's so
ODSTs,
good.
dude. They are
Yeah,
absolutely the coolest.
the ODSTs as like a character is just like they're like the best thing. Like you
They
think
were like
Master
always
Chief's
like
cool, but then you meet
yeah.
ODSTs. They're
Behind like
like
the Master Chiefs or the Spartans and stuff, they were the best. Like
I mean they're like the ideal like visualization of like how you would want a marine, right?
a
And
Space Marine, yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
yeah, 100%, yeah,
well, yeah, but like Marines in general, these like badass kick-ass guys, like
yeah,
chewing gas and kicking bubble gum,
true,
like they were like the best, yeah, and they weren't
yeah,
like these like superheroes like Master Chief was. They were just like
yeah,
those regular
exactly.
guys. It was
You could
great.
relate to them. They felt human. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was really good.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Skyrim together. Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be interesting. I watched a little bit of its development stages. It looks like it should be fine. I like Skyrim. I would
If
probably
there's
play
any
through it
bugs
again.
relating to it, you're still playing like a Bethesda game anyways,
Yeah,
so you know
exactly.
what you're
So
expecting.
you
So
won't be that hurt. Uh,
yeah.
and I I'm not sure. I haven't followed the development since like the first time I saw it, but I heard talk of it being kind of like a Fallout 76 style thing. I don't know if they kept with that direction of like there's multiple players in the world, but yeah. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, I don't know where the development with that.
I
'Cause
mean, even that would probably be better because you'd have a better world. You'd have like actual decent quests. I think. I think it would be
yeah,
like different. You could pretty much. There wouldn't be PvP. I think that would be the main thing. You're all just playing in like a world together, doing your own quests and shit.
yeah, and
Unless they decided to do
I
PvP
remember
shit.
hearing like the dungeons refresh. You'd go into like the Bosmere cave or whatever, and you take the items out of there, it would refresh. for the
Oh,
other
okay, so
players.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know if they kept going that direction, but yeah. Well,
See that's fine when you're doing like a a world together with players like that. That's doing it right.
mhm. Um, let's go quickly on the Star Citizen thing. I guess I don't know how much I wanted to talk about it, but
What's up with it now? What?
I just think it's insane that this game's still in development. It's still costing so much money, and it's not going anywhere.
I was just so happy to hear the ambitions and what they want to do with it, and like absolutely push the limits of like what modern gaming can do. But yeah, it's the progress is so unbelievably slow. It's like I
I,
almost feel like Elite Dangerous is gonna catch up with it, and they're like fucking aeons behind.
I don't know if they were trying to do the quick money grab. Like whatever, if they want to monetize it the way they did and make these ships cost insane amounts of money,
Yeah,
whatever, do whatever you want, right? But the fact that this game still isn't playable, and how long has it been in development? You know,
it's been years since like maybe even 2012. Like it's been fucking forever since I heard about it originally.
announced October 2016.
Oh really? That's actually not that long.
Yeah,
I feel like I heard about it like way before. Yeah, the official development start date for Star Citizen is January 2013 with the foundation of the first game studio. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's when I first heard about it. I heard about it a long time
sorry.
ago. So
Yeah. So this post was just saying when it was.
yeah, so Kickstarter was back in 2012. Oh no, yeah, 2012. 2013 was the Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, okay, yeah. This what I read was when it was going to split into 4 smaller releases. That's
Oh, is that what they're gonna do the Elite Dangerous route? I think.
yeah, I guess. So, but
That's what ED usually does. They'll say like, okay, this is our year's plan. This is like what we want to do. Like this is our huge update. But we're gonna split it into 4 quarters. That's what they usually do.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, it's crazy how much money's been thrown at that game. They still can't get that thing into
I
like
think
a
they just
playable.
set the bar high and they're not lowering it, which I'm happy to see kind of, but
I mean, there are people can like go and like fly around the ships, right? There's not much you can do.
you can there's no it looks cool like you can, land on worlds and stuff, which Elite Dangerous doesn't really have. You can't like sit there and like land and fly around cities and stuff, get on speeder bikes and fly around the world and stuff. It's not the same. Like ED's planetary landing system is very mundane and boring. But Star
Hmm.
Citizen is really good, but like you can't do anything more than that either. Like Elite Dangerous is more sustenance than that, and it doesn't even have a lot of sustenance.
Yeah, like it's just another one of these, things that people think it's okay to release an unfinished game, and we're having another Daisy.
Maybe. I mean, they're still good. Daisy wasn't like begging for funding the whole time, though, were they?
No, they weren't. But I mean, it's. I wasn't talking more about like the funding part, but yeah, I adding the
Uh,
funding part to it's insane because I don't know how you could put that much money into like the developers and them not push anything out. They're not like hiring people or what's going on. Like, why is it taking this long to have a functioning game?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's definitely making people upset. I don't know how many people are charging back their money or what, but it's it's taking way too long.
Yeah.
Right. I want to kind of quickly talk about like player hubs too. Do you like that aspect in games?
I've
It's
never
like
dealt with like a player hub system. Well, actually, no. Okay, I played
so.
Starforge.
Well,
Starforge had
no.
this central hub. Wait, what do you mean by player hub then?
So like kind of how Vindictus does it, where
With
they just
channels or the main
yeah,
town?
you have like this
Okay.
small area. Warframe does it too, where you just there's like a couple people, then you really just don't interact. You just like randomly see like people. I feel like it's a weird thing to add in the game. Like I don't see
It
why.
used to work for Vindy though, because that's how you got like your interaction outside of raids and stuff. Like I would
Right,
sit there and
but
talk to people like all the time in channels and in a hub and
but it
stuff.
was like
But
a lot old in a lot older game too, though.
yeah,
Which it like worked in. I feel like now like a lot of people don't just sit there and talk to other people. Like when you're playing the game, there's like shit to do. It's not like Vindy where
um,
you had downtime a lot of the time. And you
yeah.
just wanted to be
I
logged
don't know.
into
It
the
depends
game.
on the game. I think.
Yeah.
I think the player hubs have a place. It's like I said, it's like forced interaction kind of. Because while you have your open world, it's technically one giant player hub. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought doing like a player hub seemed kind
Yeah.
of weird, not just having like an open world.
Yeah, it's one giant player hub. Like you need like some kind of way to interact. You can't just have like your raids. You're not going to like meet nearly as many people and like have nearly as many interactions as you
Right.
want. I mean,
Well,
sure, people sometimes don't want to talk and like whatever, but
yeah,
at least you have the
I don't
option.
mind the idea of like having like a player hub, but it just seems weird how they do it, like a 15 player like small area where you like collect your quest real quick and then leave again. It,
Yeah,
I don't know. I like the idea of like, you have maybe like if you go on like a dungeon or something with people and then you like leave the dungeon and they're like there with you. So like I don't know. It just seems weird the way they go about it.
yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do our last topic here. Good old Dota 2 auto chess. Yeah. You watched this yet or no?
I watched you play for a little bit. It just looks like like I've played a lot of StarCraft custom games in my time. That's what it looks like. It looks like another just custom game that people are really enjoying and stuff, which is fine.
Yeah. But what's crazy is how fast this game's grown. It blew up like Fortnite pretty much. I mean not that crazy, but it blew up pretty fast and it's actually a really enjoyable game. It's crazy how well it's doing considering
Do
it
you
was
want to
developed by a couple people.
do you want to hit on what Mexican tap water is saying? Or
Uh, I mean, Dota's trash. What do you mean?
no, Farming Simulator esports.
Oh, I mean, it seemed like troll questions. So,
I mean, there's an esport for everything. If Hearthstone can be an esport, any game can be an esport. So,
I mean, true. I don't know. Yeah.
and then player hubs, there's Mike Spam Central. Oh, we're talking like more like MMO player hubs, I think. Where
Yeah, not like Rust style. We're talking about like.
I think the only game you can really compare it to is like World War II, right? Call of Duty World War II or whatever, where like
Yeah.
you just sit there in that central hub and just
They,
gotcha or
they add
boss.
these random hubs. So it just doesn't make sense, right? It just seems
It made
like
sense in that game with how aggressively they're trying to monetize.
no.
I
I say makes sense as in like
yeah,
realistically, like outside of like something like watching people
yeah,
chess, like it doesn't make sense to have that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just like I said, like another custom game people are really enjoying. There's been like a ton of those. Well, StarCraft 2 not really because it didn't do that well, but StarCraft 1 had like all these kind of games already. Like I've been there, done that kind of. So that's why I'm not too excited to like play it or download Dota 2 and play it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it kind of feels like a totally different game because, I mean, it is right. You're just taking those heroes and placing it in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird take on a game. I guess you basically like build up like your own little like small little army and then fight other people's armies and you have a bunch of RNG in it. Feels like so the Spire-esque because you got all that RNG and you're like you could just lose the game because you're not getting lucky, which like I kind of find fun.
Yeah, I want to hit more like a broad topic though. Like, what do you think about like more tools from the developers to help fans and players create their own content like this? And because I think that people like always want to show how passionate they are for the game and stuff, whether it's through fan art, whether it's through making custom games, whether it's through supporting the game or just like just supporting the game in some way. So I think like more developer tools like what Slay the Spire does, what Dota does, what StarCraft did with like map editors and stuff is like such a good way.
I honestly I don't
People, like,
see a reason why you developers shouldn't allow that.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's such a big problem for them to release
it's free
stuff
content. Like for one, it's free content. So you sit there and have like extra time to work on whatever while people are making content for you.
Right. Like the people that release patches for their games and shit. What game did that? I forget what it was. It was like a mod that like patched the game pretty much. I mean, a lot of games do it, but I forget what specific game this was.
A mod that patched the game. That's
it might have been. Yeah, I was about to say it might have been just like a Bethesda game.
That's all
Uh,
Bethesda games, yeah.
yeah, and then you could easily like take these people's fucking fixes and just make it your own, right? I mean, it's your
That's what I'm
content.
saying. Like they could sit there and work on their DLC, not worry about patching the game, and then like have modders do all the work for them. Like what Slay the Spire did. They're working on a Switch port now. They still do weekly updates to the game, but they sit there and add mod support. And now they have months of content to keep people happy on the
Oh
game
yeah, yeah.
while they
I
just do
mean,
minor tweaks and stuff and work on Switch. That's all they have to do.
yeah. I don't know what the gripe is about allowing these developer tools out and
I don't think there's
modding
like a
it.
gripe. Really, people just like don't do it. Like devs
No,
just don't
no,
do it. I think they should.
I think a lot of devs don't want them like messing with their game. I think that
Using these engines, like, because like the way StarCraft and like Dota works is like the game's literally built in one of these engines with like you have your trigger lists and stuff like that. You have your your entities and stuff. You literally place them, like add your triggers and stuff. You can make Dota 2 inside of one of these custom games right
right.
here,
Yeah, yeah,
which I think is like incredible. Like allow the players to make the game they want to play. Kind of
yeah.
why not?
And that's what I was
You have
saying.
the
Like
tools there
they
already.
just don't let them, and it's because they don't want
Yeah,
them messing with their game. It's kind of weird, and a lot of the time it like makes games allowing people to use these tools, and like you being like the reason they can make this game like gives you more credit, right? So like
yeah.
Dota 2 being a star or it was a Warcraft mod, right?
Warcraft,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the fact that it was like a Warcraft mod before it was even a game, like it's like insane that they get some reputation for making this happen.
Yeah.
And I just don't know why more games don't do this. Maybe they don't want new games coming out that they don't have control over. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Smells like smoke. Sorry, I don't know why it smells like smoke.
Oh, that sounds good.
I don't know. It's like really strong.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the end of the topics, unless you have like something else you want to throw in here.
No, we threw in a couple. I think that's about it. Like, it's a 2 hour mark. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was actually 2 hours and 1 minute,
Yeah,
and I wasn't
that's
recording.
perfect.
Why the fuck wasn't
Yeah.
I recording? God damn it.
Now you have to export it to YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, luckily it's not gameplay, so.
Make sure you put the link to my Twitch channel in there. I want to get some subs out of this. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I stream every Saturday, boys. Every Friday and Saturday. All
no,
right.
you don't ever stream. That's the problem, dude.
Well, I streamed the other day.
Yeah, I don't know. You get these weird months where you're like, you know, I'm gonna stream like a day or two on the weekend, and then like after that month's over, you're like, fuck it, I'm done, dude.
Because fucking Jeremiah takes a lot of energy out of me, dude. Sitting there whining all the time. Like I can't deal with them.
Oh man, I mean, I really think you should stream. I think you could do really fucking well, especially compared to me.
I don't want to make any money I get from subs. I'm actually just gonna do like a giveaway instead. Like I don't want any money.
Okay,
from it.
that's fine, but why not do
Okay,
it? It's fun.
It's not like
Oh, okay, this is actually something I want to add on the podcast. Okay, we're not adding the podcast here yet.
okay.
The fact of monetizing streaming and stuff ruining what streaming was. Not that streaming wasn't ever fucking monetized, right? You always had like donations and shit, but like,
I was back on Twitch before the subs were a thing, subscriber buttons. Like back
well,
when it was you had your donations and that was it.
well,
I was like,
it had the sub things, but nobody had them. Is the thing. Nobody like had like you would have to be.
it was only like a couple streamers. I
Yeah.
remember I was watching I don't know if you remember like Sooner in the Wall community, Sooner, Basics, Cadbury.
I feel like I remember Cadbury, but yeah.
Yeah, I was there when those three got their sub buttons. There was one guy named Sheepy, I think. I was there when they got their sub buttons. They were just fucking hype, dude.
No, yeah, I was there watching streamers. I mean, I was in the DayZ community mostly then. I saw people like Oshi7, you know, Sacriel, Lyric getting their sub buttons. Like, I was watching those people get their sub buttons, and it was fucking insane. But now you have people who are like farming for like getting affiliate, and you have people farming for their
People,
sub
let's
button.
go for affiliate. Going for affiliate today, guys. It's
Yeah.
like Jesus, like, calm down.
it's like
Everyone, it's the same as YouTube, but though, like people start doing it for the money, and like I think it shows in their quality of content. It really does.
exactly, and it really hurts because then you have people like me who don't have their affiliate button, and everybody thinks that's such a big deal. I really don't fucking care.
No, you need the
I
passion
do this shit
behind
for
it.
fun.
Yeah,
Like it's so fun to
exactly.
me. Like I love streaming and love gaming. Like the fact that like people sit there and try super hard for the monetary
It
gains of
ruins
it.
it. You have to have
It really
passion
does.
behind it, especially if you want to make money out of it. You have to have passion behind any job you have. Otherwise, you're gonna burn out on it. You're not gonna do a good job. Your quality
Yeah,
of your
and
production's gonna be
honestly,
low.
and then you have these millions of streamers now on Twitch that just do a fucking terrible job. They don't take any time to learn anything about streaming. And not to harp on the girl streamers or whatever, but you have a lot of these girl streamers that don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They're just sitting in front of their cam, just now that we have a just chatting section, they do that. Uh, and it's stupid. I really hate that. Again, it's not because like I don't care
It's
about
really just a glorified like my free cams and stuff. Like those sites have
exactly.
existed before, but yeah, you used to have to do a little more, and in a less.
Yeah, so basically you're appealing to
Yeah.
like the fucking the virgin like little
Yeah.
kids or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you're appealing to that because they can get on Twitch. Uh, I used to get super upset seeing like shitty quality streams. I hated that when like stream was early. I'd see more and more people streaming and that have like terrible setups and the streams will look awful. I'm like, just why are you streaming? Uh, it was weird because like even I would stream and I would like do a better job, but people didn't understand bitrate. They didn't understand like stuff like that. And their games just look awful because they didn't understand it. And you even have
Mhm.
big streamers now that don't even understand how OBS works.
Yep.
But yeah, the monetary part of being a content creator really ruins it because you see these people making careers out of it, and everybody tries to make their career out of it rather than enjoying it for what it was before. Like I used to love watching people that just enjoyed sitting there playing games. They'd come home
Yeah.
from their fucking 9 to 5 and get on gaming
The same with
stream.
all the old YouTube videos, man. They would come back from their 9 to 5. They would like, play some games they caught over the weekend. They'd like edit some stuff together, do some
Yeah,
commentary over it, and boom, you'd have fucking quality content.
exactly. Like I think that's a big problem why I suck as a streamer. I don't have things I do throughout the day, so it's hard for me to sit here and talk about stuff people can
Maybe
relate
like
to.
I think like with you having stuff to like take you away from it during the day, like your passion would be so bottled up when you finally get to come home and actually do it. You'd be like so fucking passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still passionate about it. It's just I don't have those relatable topics I can get along with people with, so it makes it harder for me personally. I can sit here and talk about like my viewers and our depression together. That's about it. But it sucks because of like streaming. It feels so fake now, and it really sucks.
Yeah.
Like whenever I watch a streamer, I'm like, this person seems really fake, and I stopped like watching low viewer streamers because they seem really fake. And I don't know,
Yeah.
upsetting days, dude. It's
It's
actually
I hate
honestly,
what I can't stand is the people that can't be themselves online. That they have to create this like persona.
I
And
don't
I get
mind
it
the
when you're playing a
persona thing.
character. When you're playing a character, it's fine. But I think like if you're trying to be like just if you're pretending to be relatable just for the sake of making money and like
Oh
getting
yeah,
likes and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
that's not right.
yeah.
I try to be as real as I can. Like this is how I am in real life. I'm not going to be any different in real life than I am
hmm
online. I'm not.
There's actually
I mean, maybe I won't like infer it or like sound it out and stuff. But like this is pretty much me like as a person.
yeah. And that's a big reason
Hmm.
why I watch or I like watching Gavin because like as much as I don't like watching Gavin play fucking his mobile games, he really seems to enjoy the streaming aspect, and
Yeah,
like he can sit there and play the game he likes and fucking
yeah,
stream it, and I think
yeah,
that's like great. He's probably one of
yeah.
my top low viewer streamers right now.
Yeah, Gavin's actually he's a very like real person too. Like what you like see on his stream is like Gavin in real life. Like
Yeah,
he's the same
exactly.
person. He's the exact
Yeah,
same person.
the more like I hop in Discord with him, the more you see it.
Yeah,
I think Gavin's like probably a really great streamer. He's one of those people that you like hope get big in streaming so they can
yeah. He's
yeah.
wanted to for a long time. He used to get a lot of viewers playing League back when he played League. But that's
Yeah.
because I was there, so I kind of carried the streams.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm just being serious. I used to get a lot of viewers play League too. Like I don't know what it was, dude. But
Yeah, I mean, like it sucks because if you had the ambition to stream, which like you say you don't,
I used to though. Like I said,
yeah,
back when I played League, I felt like when I streamed, like I had like a different kind of like energy. Like I was just like so passionate about it, and I had like so much fun with it. I
yeah,
still do. I still sit here and like
no, yeah,
scream and like rough yiff into the mic and stuff. But like, cause I'm having fun. But it
yeah.
feels different.
I just don't see what's putting you off. So, are you just like you don't like the idea of people making money from streaming or something? Like
It's just something I wouldn't. I just don't. Is for me, that's not my career. I wouldn't want to make money.
Well,
I wouldn't want to make a living. I wouldn't want to make this a living. I just like to do
so
it for fun every once in a while. Talk with friends, catch up. That's it.
but why not do it all the time? Like, why not? Not all the time, but like when you're playing video games.
Yeah,
is it really tiring?
I try
for
to.
you?
I don't during the week because, like, yeah, I try to. I'm gonna try to on Fridays and Saturdays when we're playing, just cause, like, might as well.
Right.
Yeah, it's tiring having to look over at chat and like respond to make sure I'm like in a good mood, not like sour and stuff. Some days you're just not feeling right. I don't want
No,
to like.
yeah. I
have
mean,
that
I
on
get
screen.
that. I don't know. Like for me personally, if I'm playing a video game, if I'm not feeling that, I'll just turn off my cam. Like it, and like if I don't see somebody's
Turning off
like
my
chat
cam right now.
message,
Turning it off. It's off.
no, you're right. But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see why if you're in like a bad mood, whether like maybe like somebody will come in your chat and fucking make your mood better. Like
Yeah, dude. When Dakai joins my chat, I just fucking light up like a Christmas tree.
you do stop. I light up every time he comes in. I love that. No, but there's I love the fact that like if you're streaming, not that it happens as often as it used to. I know for sure it doesn't happen to me anymore, but like you'd have those random people that come and just like talk to you for a little bit. I like that shit.
That's when I was the dicker, dude. I have to go back to being the dicker if I want people to come in and just
why
talk.
didn't you
I kind of want.
Why
want to
didn't
go
you?
back to the dicker, but
Why don't you send in a ticket? Go back to Dr. Docker.
I will. So that's when
just,
people would come in randomly, be like, "Oh, hey, it's like the doc. Like I followed this guy forever ago."
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't care what your name is on Twitch. I'm still fucking. I think I'm gonna probably stick with Hardcore Grind, but I was for the longest time there. I didn't know what the fuck.
Stop name swapping and make a name for yourself, because otherwise people are gonna say like, "Why did I follow this random guy?" Like when you change your name like a lot, they're like, "Why did you follow this random guy?" And they'll like unfollow.
To be fair, like not a lot of people stayed around from the Shackles clones. They honestly, I got a lot of my followers because I was Shackles clones, not because like they watch my stream.
Every time I stream, dude, I lose like a couple followers just because it's the name thing. I think it's just because people like
they're like, why the fuck am I following
who the hell
this
is
guy?
this guy? Yeah, maybe they'll go in and see like Overwatch. Like fuck, I don't like care about Overwatch. I never watch Overwatch. What the hell? Why would I follow this guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've never like looked at my followers, but I don't think I've ever lost followers as far as I know. A lot of people they like following a shit ton of streamers and they don't care. I'm really picky about who I follow. So if like I have somebody followed and I don't watch them for a while, I actively go through my follow list and like remove streamers from my following.
Oh, I don't. Because a lot of the people that like no longer that, like I don't watch anymore that like I follow still no longer streams. I just like there's no point for me to like unfollow them.
There's a couple people I do that for, like Lackey. Like I still follow her or whatever, even though she doesn't like stream ever. I don't even know when the last time she streamed was, but yeah. There's a couple people I just will never unfollow. I'll never unfollow like people like Lyric or like I follow Sneaky still. He's like one of the first people I followed on this account. But yeah. I mean, I think that's a good place to end the podcast. I really wanted to get that one out. That was fucking tearing me down. The fact that people like.
All right, I got it. I respect you for it.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
All right, I'm just gonna go on the stream ends page, play some music, and then we'll come back and play some what's it called? Overwatch?
Yeah, I'm good to hit the mute button real quick and grab an apple and see what the smoke is. And
yeah,
so I don't know why it says smoky, but
yeah. So I'll be back too. If anybody's still here, okay. I'll be back.
BRB.
Later.
I think I'm a role model to anyone who asks. Teacher think I'm cheating and she kicked me out of class. Daddy think I'm grown up and I'm really kicking ass. Mommy think I'm baby and I really need a nap. Grandma think I'm a good boy and I'm witty when I rap, but she don't know what the fuck I'm saying. She can't hear me, I'm too fast, and if she found out what I was saying, she would whip me on my